is 86 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Markscores. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
We got to do something about this game show music. I don't know what it is, but we got to do something. Amy Markscores, Chris Ranchi, good morning to all of you.
Why do we have game show music?
Oh. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
No, we had a texter ask where Chuck Woolery was.
See? We had that yesterday.
I thought we're supposed to have music that's supposed to set the tone for who we are and our cool vibe. Are we just a cheesy game show?
I guess to some people we are.
Let's give Chris and Amy cheesy music because they have a cheesy show.
314-436-7900. Calls and texts go there. Odyssey app, where you listen to the show live, has a little button that says record a message, leave a message. You just do that, send it to us. We'll be happy to play it. Maybe. Depends on the content of it. If it's crap,
Unless it's the right kind.
It could be the right kind of crap. You never know. Also, if you want to watch the show, you can on Facebook and YouTube. Find the KMOX news page. And we are on Twitter, and we're streaming there as well at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Well, the Cardinals are making a change to their road uniform, and it is taking effect immediately. We'll talk more about that and how they came to that decision.
And as you know, the Rams settlement money has finally been allocated. So what's the current status of it being divvied up and sent out to get to work? Mayor Kara Spencer joins us in studio at 9:30 this morning.
And we are expecting to have regular visits with the mayor moving forward. And the Cardinals last night with a late game win. They beat the Phillies. They play today. 1:15 first pitch. We got the pregame show at 12:20 here on KMOX. So we will go up into about a 10-15 minute Gas House Gang with Tom Ackerman and me, and then we'll take you into the Cardinals pregame show. They finish up at Busch Stadium. And speaking of the Cardinals, they made the announcement yesterday that they are going back to the road navy blue caps. Remember those caps they used to wear going back to the late 90s all the way through about 2012? Actually, early 90s, yeah.
92 to 2012, 20 years.
So about 20 years they did that. And in 2013, they went back to the red caps. And at the time, I didn't like it. I thought, that was a good look. Why not keep the navy blues on the road? Nice switch up. Cool little thing they did. And now they're going back to it. After popular sentiment, popular demand. And in the story on MLB.com about it, Anoop Karunaratne, who we have talked to a bunch of times. He is a president of baseball operations or business operations. And he says that Brendan Schaefer, who we have had on the show, sometimes he sits in on Gas House Gang.
Yeah, I think...
Hello. Brought up a question to him about the road caps. And I guess they started to think about it, and they polled people. Now, we talked about it briefly. I think one day I mentioned to you on this show, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, that the Cardinals had put out a survey. And they had tweeted it out. They put it on social media, and it was cardinals.com/jersey. And they were asking a series of questions about the uniform and what you think should happen. Stuff about like future city connects. What do you want to see? Do you want to see something similar to what they have or something completely new? Or road caps? What baseball hat do you like the most? And I remember when we brought it up, I thought, this is another example of the Cardinals being open-minded and taking suggestions from the fan base. And of course, I think all teams listen to their fans to an extent, so some more than others. But I think it's really cool how they're operating now, where they are actively taking suggestions from the crowd.
Yeah.
Look what they did with Tarps Off. That was an organic thing that started, and they fostered it. They didn't try to shut it down. They didn't try to ignore it. They embraced it, and people are still doing it. They're still at the ball game doing it. It might start with one row of people, but you look up by the end of the game, and an entire section is full of people. So I really love the way they're operating, at least on the business side, and I think on the baseball side too. But they've it seems to me they have turned a corner as an organization.
They're amenable and accommodating to the fans and their needs. And here's what I think. I think the Cardinals, as an organization, have fallen in love with us.
With
the fans.
Well,
even more, like, this is like Beauty and the Beast. The Beast was kind of mean at first.
Wait, we're the Beast?
They're the Beast. They did their own thing, but when he fell in love with Belle, he just really became accommodating. I think the Cardinals organization is truly in love with the fans.
So you think they're a beast?
No. They've changed now because they
Oh.
used to be a little bit more austere, right?
Yes.
A little bit more austere. The Cardinal way. This is what we do. These are my rules. You know what it is? Like Captain Von Trapp. The Cardinals used to have the whistle system for the kids, for Liesel and Giesel and Beazle and all the kids. And then Maria came and he fell in love with Maria and suddenly he's more fun. I think the Cardinals are in love with us.
Do you know what she's talking about?
No.
Yes, you do.
Should I know what you're talking
Yes.
about?
Have you ever seen The Sound of Music?
I heard a
I
Dweezil
mean,
in there somewhere.
I don't know. I think
what I'm saying is
I
the
think it's
Cardinal,
been
the
on.
Cardinal way, right?
My
was a
mom
li-
was watching it one time. I did not
We have been
pay attention.
The Cardinal way has been called stuffy.
Yes.
A little austere. You wouldn't necessarily say that the Cardinal way and the Cardinal organization were super flexible to fans and super responsive to trends. And suddenly they are. And I would like to think it's because they're in love with us.
I hope, whatever it is, I'm happy they're doing it. I think it's very cool. And in that survey that they put out a couple of weeks ago, and they let it run for about 2 weeks. It's closed now, so you can't go to it. I mean, you can, but it'll tell you that the data has already been collected, and thank you anyway. But the question of the City Connects, for example, I like them. I like the red jersey. The thing that I wish they had done, and I hope they do this moving forward, and I said it in the survey because one of the questions was open-ended, what would you like to see? And I didn't have anything specific, but what I said was, I would like to see you do something completely different if you're going to have a City Connect. Now, if you remember, there was an insistence on having the birds on the bat on the City Connect, which is a really cool, historic logo. I get that. But if we're going to do this thing a handful of times a year, why not do something totally different? For example, what the Boston Red Sox have done.
That's what I was going to bring up. Ask you if you liked that.
I love it. I love what the Red Sox have done, both versions of their City Connects. The first one was, and let's be honest, the Red Sox have an historic logo, uniform. That's been around a long time, too. It is just as historic as ours is. They changed it up completely. The first one was a blue and yellow uniform that was the Boston Marathon colors, the finish line.
The Boston Marathon is famously blue and yellow. Blue and yellow.
Yes, and now their City Connects are green, like the Green Monster.
That's cool.
I think what they've done is so cool, and I hope that the next time they do a City Connect, it's different. Like,
would you be okay if they were blue? I mean, like a completely different color, like the blues.
Yes,
the St.
it
Louis
doesn't have to
Blues?
be red. It can be, embrace the city flag or something. It doesn't even have to be that. I don't know what it could be.
Would it be bad taste if they did a City Connect that was blue and yellow, like old Rams blue and yellow, to do a throwback to the championship Rams? Or is that too niche?
Yeah, I don't think you'd do that. Because then you're the
Rams.
that's the Blues colors, too.
It is. You could do both.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of colors to choose from because City SC is red, and the Blues are blue, and the Rams were blue and yellow.
City SC is City Red.
City Red, which is close
different.
to Nantucket Red, which is pink.
I mean, I think the point I'm making is that I'm not sure what direction you'd go. What I'm saying is be open to something totally off the wall, totally different. And if the birds on the bat are not part of the uniform, it's not an acknowledgement that, that logo's not great. Of course it's great. We know it's great. But they play 162 games. What does it matter if 10 times a year they do something totally different?
What if they're brown for the muddy Mississippi?
Okay, fine. It's totally different.
I'm just trying to brainstorm here. But the Cardinals are listening to the fans. And I think that shows kind of like a next generation.
Yeah, so I am happy that they are doing this. I think it's a very cool thing for them to do. I'm sorry though, you cannot give your input any longer on that the URL they gave out.
Yeah.
thecardinals.com/jersey.
What's the next? Will there be another organic thing before the season ends? Whether it be the Navy caps on the road or tarps off, will we see another fan-initiated movement
before the season's over?
Mm-hmm.
No, not enough time. I mean, we got less than 2 months. It's going to be over. But I love it. I love the direction. I love the openness. I love the willingness to try new things and embrace them, and the stuffiness is going away.
How much of that do you think has gone to making this season, which, again, pretty close to the same record as last year, but how much of that has gone to making this season that much more fun to watch? Even though technically it's off the field, tarps off is off the field, and the Navy caps, well, they're on the field, but the whole push of it isn't really the game itself. I feel like all of that has contributed to making this season more fun, even though their record's pretty darn close to last year.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. The direction is different. The direction of everything. It's not just the business side. It's the on-field product. And while you're right, the record is pretty close to last year, it doesn't feel the same. Last year felt like, where are we going? We're trending in the wrong direction. Where are we going? Is this going to stop? This year feels like, yeah, the record is not good or not great, but it does feel like they have a new direction and they're following a plan. That's what's great about this season. And I don't know how it's going to end up. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I know they can. I know it's possible. I know that this National League is not particularly great, and they're 3.5 games out of a playoff spot now with a couple of teams in front of them. So, yes, it could happen, but they're back at 500. Again, not a great record, but, they've got it right. I think they have the baseball ops side right. And now they have the business side right.
It's fun. We have a texter that suggests, a 618 suggests, why don't we make that our question of the week? What should the Cardinals City Connect uniform be? The next generation of the Cardinals City Connect jersey. So it wouldn't be multiple choice. It would be fill in the blank.
Open-ended. We can do that. We can have multiple questions of the week.
We also have Kevin at the lake. Said, thanks, Ron. I had no idea what Amy was talking about when I was making the connection to the Sound of Music. But a 636 says, yes, Amy, I totally agree about the comparison with the Sound of Music. I think the Cardinals are Captain Von Trapp, and they've fallen in love with us. And now they're all about making clothes out of curtains.
Wonderful. I don't know what that means either. Kevin also followed up and said the only thing he can think of to embrace is the silver steel of the arch. Yeah, they could probably do something like that.
Can't do all silver. That would look weird, though.
Not silver, but you could do the Arizona Diamondbacks had this really cool, and I think they still do, actually. Kind of this grayish. It didn't look like the typical road grays. It's very difficult to describe, but maybe they could do something like that.
With a little brown for the Muddy Mississippi.
Yeah.
You can add a little brown to it.
All we're saying is sauce it up a bit.
Yeah.
Sauce it up, Cardinals. Don't be afraid.
If Boston could sauce it up,
yes,
we can sauce it up.
That's exactly right. Their bars close at 12. If they can do this,
they've got red in the name of their team.
I know.
And they changed the colors.
That's right. Twice. We can't let them be bolder than we are. Mayor Kara Spencer joins the show at 9:30. A lot of city stuff to get into with her. We've got Scott McFarland at 10, John Rooney 10:30, and Lona Luo is going to be on the show. You've heard of Lona's Little Eats?
Oh, yeah.
Great restaurant here in St. Louis. Brand new location is opening up very soon in Kirkwood. We'll talk to her. Big show today on KMOX.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laderman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change changed. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at ledermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope. That's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Each week during the Redbird Rush Hour, we put a spotlight on someone who's making the community better using sports. It's building community with Busey Bank beyond the game. Join us this week for another story of someone who's finding a way to make a big impact on the community we all call home. Brought to you by Busey Bank.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
We love to hear from you on the text line 636-314.
Go ahead and give your phone number out. Do it. Give your personal.
You did do it once.
I did do it on Facebook one time, like 15 years ago.
314-436-7900. Hey, I have a couple shout outs I want to get real quick, Ranj. One, I got to shout out Bill and Vicky. I met them on the Maplewood Richmond Heights High School track this morning. They were awesome. Bill used to work at KMOX way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, Bill.
Talked about meeting Mr. Highland at 2 a.m., which is, as he said, the only time you could really meet Mr. Highland.
I had a boss like that once.
And shout out to Vicky, who is learning how to walk again. She said she's been in a wheelchair for 2 years. They were out there on the track in the pitch dark at like 5:30 in the morning when it's 100 degrees out, working on walking again. So I wanted
to. Is this a high school track?
Yeah.
You just go out there?
A public high school, yeah. You can use public high school tracks as long as it's not being used by the school at the time. By the way, they just laid down new turf on that field. That Maplewood Richmond Heights High School track is gorgeous. It's a blue track, which is awesome because they're the Blue Devils. but then like all the sod in the field, it looks like a college. It's gorgeous.
So it's like that college football team, the Boise State?
Yeah.
Where their football field is blue?
No, the field is green, but
And
the
then
track is blue.
But have you seen Eastern Washington? Their football field is red. Like the whole
Yes.
field is red.
That to me would throw me off.
It is not. It's not great to look at.
One other shout out. We had a texter say, this was weeks ago, like, Amy, you should come to Highland, Illinois. You know Highland, Illinois?
Of course I know Highland.
They've got the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest 5K, 10K. It's next weekend. I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Highland, Illinois, hang out with all the folks in Highland, Illinois, and run the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest 5K, 10K.
Well, I hope you have a very nice time in Highland.
They're going to have a whole festival. They have like bratwurst afterwards.
Is that where my cousin teaches? I can't remember if it's Highland or
You looked
Troy.
at Matt. Matt? Is that what
Oh,
his
no,
cousin
he
teaches?
wouldn't know. I'm trying to think. I
Yeah.
think he teaches at Highland.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
anyway, thanks for the suggestion. It's because of our texter that I said, you know what? I should go to Highland and run the Strassenlauf. So I'm going to do it.
Well, I hope
That's
you
all
have
I
a-
had. Those are my shout outs.
I hope you have a wonderful time at the Strassenfest.
I will. It's the Kirchenfest.
And now the Taste of St. Louis is not happening this year?
Well, that's because they're getting ready for a better one,
Good.
is what I heard.
Good. As many things as we can have, let's have them.
Did you want to ask our listeners about Christmas Day and football?
Well, I don't think there's enough time for that now. I mean,
Okay.
what the hell? We can't start a topic now with a minute to go.
I didn't know if you wanted to ask and get some feedback.
Well, it's too damn late now. We had to do shout outs. Like we're at a birthday party.
I love shout outs. You got to
I
talk
think the whole
to the
show
people.
should be, well, you're talking to two people.
Oh, but no, all of Highland, Illinois. I would think that you would support the 618.
Nobody does it more than me.
Oh, really?
Oh, because you're going to a Strassen
You just
Fest?
You poo-pooed the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care about the Strassenlauf
You should.
Kirchenfest.
It is a great festival in
If
the
they invite
618.
me personally, then I'll care.
All right, listen, if you guys are listening, invite Ron.
It might be that animosity toward Granite City like everybody else has.
Oh, yeah, Granite City.
Yeah. So you all can go straight to hell if you don't support my hometown.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Mayor Kara Spencer of the city of St. Louis. She will be with us in just a moment on KMOX.
All right, you've probably got your phone in hand. Maybe you're sitting in front of your laptop. If so, visit Rottler.com. Now is the perfect time to do it because you want to get ahead of the change in seasons. When the seasons change, especially summer to fall to winter, bugs start looking for a home for the winter, and guess what? Your home looks great to them. And so you might start to notice an increase in pests. Rottler can make sure that doesn't happen. Also, it is still warm out, and mosquitoes are buzzing, stinging insects are out. If you're going to have a barbecue, a birthday party, a back-to-school party, a goodbye-to-summer party, call Rottler first. Have them come to your home. Have them treat your yard for mosquitoes. It's a complete game changer. I can speak from experience to be able to sit outside on the deck or the patio or hang out in the yard and not have to worry about getting eaten alive by mosquitoes because Rottler has a program that treats mosquito breeding sites and reduces mosquito populations for weeks at a time. They truly are the best. They are the largest family-owned pest control service in the state of Missouri. They're known for personal service. Give them a call. A real person will answer the phone. Rottler.com, Rottler.com.
The original Gas House Gang was loud, scrappy, unshaven, and impossible to ignore.
Typical Gas House Gang baseball.
The KMOX version, still loud, still scrappy, better shaving habits, and still impossible to ignore. Ackerman, Ranji, Claves, and Miklas. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on your home of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
86 degrees, but with the humidity, the real field temperature is 101. Sunny and humid, maybe some thunderstorms this afternoon that could bring flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts, a high of 96 tonight. Mostly cloudy, humid, a few thunderstorms in parts of the area, a low of 74. Weather sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Give the gift of a magical experience at St. Louis Union Station when you take a real train ride journey to the North Pole aboard the Polar Express. Meet Santa and experience the magic of the Polar Express story with hot chocolate, treats, music, and sing-alongs. For those that truly believe in the spirit of Christmas, head down to St. Louis Union Station this year. Book your golden ticket before they sell out at stlpolarexpressride.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Today, the Cards, the Phillies.
Ameren Total Access 1220. First pitch 115.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX, and we decided that actually, was it our decision? I think it was. I think it was the mayor's decision. Somebody.
Ultimately, it's the mayor's decision. Yeah.
So Mayor Kara Spencer is in studio with us and is going to be coming in routinely to
That's
talk
the mayor's
things
decision.
over.
We can't say we decided the mayor is coming in routinely.
The mayor called and said she will be coming in regularly, whether you like it or not.
We know the person who sets the schedule, and this is where the mayor has to come now.
Yeah.
Regularly.
That's right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Of course.
So there's always a lot of stuff we want to talk to you about. And I guess let's go ahead and start with the county elections. I know it's not city specific, but the reason we ask is there has to be a relationship between the city and the county, and there is a recognition that a partnership is a good thing. So the primaries that just took place, do you have any general thoughts about what's happened?
You're right that the city mayor has to work across the divide, if you will. And so I'm excited to work with whoever is ultimately successful there. It does, of course, look like Jake Zimmerman. And so we've got a relationship. I've known Jake, from the political world for many years now. And I have no doubt we can work well together.
When you, again, look at the leaders in the county, Jake Zimmerman winning the Democratic primary, which kind of, like you said, sets the tone for St. Louis County, and the same way of Steve Ellman winning the primary in St. Charles, which the elections in those two counties are set in the primaries. What is your relationship with Steve Ellman, and what do those conversations look like when you're advocating for the city to the leaders in St. Louis County and St. Charles County?
You know, I have known Executive Ellman for many, many years. Going back, we really became, I would say, closer, if you will, during the conversation about privatizing our airport. And of course, Ellman spent a lot of time in Jeff City advocating and working on airport issues. So we were very much aligned on that. And now, of course, for the last year and a half, we've served on the board of East West Gateway. And there have been lots of instances in which I've had the opportunity to call him and advocate for the city. He's always been someone to pick up the phone immediately or shortly thereafter and have a conversation. And we've often really landed in a place that works for both of us. And I really I can say that I have a very, very constructive relationship with Steve Ellman, and I'm excited to continue to work with him.
I wanted to get to this question eventually, but I figure since we are talking about it, we're talking about other parts of the region, that we can just go ahead and do this now. Next week, on the 22nd, is the 150th anniversary of the Great Divorce. And that was the decision to split the county and the city into two separate entities, which has led to challenges even today. So there is a new push, and there's been some reporting on this recently, to try and get some sort of more formal partnership done between the city, the county, municipalities, however they want to do it. What are your thoughts on that?
I think without a doubt, we've got to figure out ways to better align our region. Whether it's, having a similar or kind of a uniform approach to economic development, delivering city services, public safety, all these things know no political boundaries. And so I've been a big proponent of regionalism my entire service, public service. In fact, when I was first elected to the Board of Aldermen, I reached out to the Municipal League of St. Louis, which really represents the municipalities between St. Louis City and St. Louis County, and joined the executive board, and was the first member out there from the city in 100 years. And it really afforded me the opportunity to work with some of the regional mayors and understand some of the challenges that our regional mayors are facing, and the challenge that we all have about having a uniform approach to things. And so not only that, I see right now the critical mass of regional leaders talking about this in a positive way, recognizing that we've got to figure out what that looks like. And I'm very, very hopeful about those conversations that are just starting to really take shape, just alignment on, hey, we've got to do something. What that looks like, I don't think anybody in the sphere really has a concrete plan other than to really align ourselves as a community around the idea of alignment.
Have you talked to people in the city, just the residents, those who live in the city, about their thoughts? Would they want to have a closer relationship with the county? Would they want to merge? Because we know that there is that, like, the dividing line, the city versus the county. But is there starting to be maybe some bridges built?
There are, I don't think that city voters are a monolith. And so, I talk to folks every day, of course, and everybody has a different perspective and a slightly different opinion. But what we're starting to really see is that, for example, homelessness or the region's poverty, this is an issue that the city really holds the majority of. And city residents recognize that we're paying for that alone. And yet it's a regional problem. So there are some areas like that where residents recognize that we could be better off if we had a regional approach. And then, of course, you're seeing some of the challenges in St. Louis County with regards to their budget. And so there's a little bit of fear associated with that. But I think at the end of the day, the more open we are about the challenges and the benefits of potentially working together. For example, if we just had the same building codes, Oh my gosh, if permitting was similar across the city, the region. Right now St. Louis County is looking at regulating data centers. And that would, of course, only pertain to the unincorporated St. Louis County portion of St. Louis County, and every other municipality could potentially have have their own zoning laws associated with it. This really breaks down the ability for St. Louis to demonstrate to the rest of the world, or even communicate, hey, this is the framework under which we're operating, and come consider investing in us. And so the more we can break that down, the better off we'll all be. And I think we're all starting to see that as a community.
Mayor Kara Spencer is with us on KMOX. And regarding the data centers, you know that in a lot of ways they are hugely unpopular. Town halls they've gotten heated around the country. It's not just happened here, but it has happened all over the United States. And I know you're not completely anti-data center. What do you believe truly are the benefits to them? And is it specific to a size of data center? Because, I think a lot of people are really put off by those, and I call them those Amazon warehouse style huge data centers, depending on where they're at.
Sure. The really, really big ones, I don't think the city of St. Louis is a good fit for those, if for no other reason than, the sort of...
small. It was a smaller city. Yeah.
We're a smaller city. There's not that land mass available. But we have seen some mid-size or fairly large-size data centers be interested. And I think, they're part of the technology ecosystem for a community. They're important in that way. But even more so, they can provide a huge economic benefit for cities. When you look at cities that have them, they're a huge source of tax revenue for the municipality. They help fund the school districts in which they're in. And of course, St. Louis could really benefit from an influx of cash. And so, we're open to that, but I do think it's incredibly important. Look, the reason why residents are frustrated and there is such outcry, there's such turmoil, if you will, at some of these public meetings is because they're scary, and there can be negative effects. So it's for a city in particular, it's really critical that we get the regulations right. We protect communities from pollution, from noise pollution, from vibration pollution, and some of these other things. We have adequate protections in place. And I believe we've really threaded the needle here. We've worked with stakeholders for many, many, many months. And I'm enormously proud of the compromise where we landed, that even the sustainability, as many of the folks in the sustainability side of things, the sustainable energy sector, have come to the table, been extremely workable, and helped us craft a compromise that no stakeholder is thrilled with, but everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, the vast majority of folks can live with. And that is really a sweet spot where we wanted to land and where I believe we are.
In terms of the protections, if a data center comes in and does not hold up its end of the bargain on whatever, water usage, electricity, the strain on the system for the people who live around it, what are the protections? What can the city do if they're not living up to their end?
Well, look, at the end of the day, we hold the permit for them to have an occupancy permit. And so making sure that we, at the end of the day, hold those controls is important. And those covenants, those agreements that we have align with the best interests of the community. And that does include those types of protections.
We've had a lot of discussion about the Rams settlement money and how it's been allocated. I'm actually right now on my computer screen. I have the Rams settlement transparency dashboard from the city's website, and it has the total allocation of $255 million approved to date, with the last approval date being July 15th. So going back to last month was about $11.5 million. And my question is, how quickly is this money being approved and then activated to actually help people? And do you know what's been approved so far?
Sure. So we have actively been focusing on the tornado recovery. Those were the bodies of work that were already underway. And some of those funds, as you can see on the portal, have already been activated. Some of the demolition funds, we're continuing that work, home repair, and we have some other public infrastructure, tree replacement, sidewalk replacement that's already underway. And so we got those contracts out the door as quickly as possible. On the other hand, some of the infrastructure pieces pieces. The water department in particular was one that was in bad need of an influx of cash, and those Rams dollars were instrumental in kind of continuing to do some of the repair work that was necessary to get us through this summer. And so those have been moving forward as well. On the downtown side of things, so we kind of have those three main buckets, Amy. We've got tornado recovery, we've got infrastructure, under which falls the water department, and then we've got downtown. And the downtown, I think we're being very thoughtful. A lot of conversations underway about how to activate those, and you'll start to see some of that hopefully this fall. But we, as we all know from some of the public dialogue about this, have roped in the private sector. We've got some matching funds on the table with the private sector, the business community. And so getting those alignments on exactly how the front end of those dollars will be spent is important.
Mayor Kara Spencer is with us on KMOX. We heard from Congressman Wesley Bell just this morning, actually maybe it was yesterday, about the $1.2 million check that was presented to the city to be used for various things. How much do you know about that, and what specifically is going to be done?
Yeah, we've got some investments in some major projects like the Compton Bridge and some other things like that. We worked with the congressman to align on some of those, and yesterday, in fact, he came down with one of those big fat checks, delivered it right to the mayor, and so we had a nice event in the atrium, if you will. Yeah, the sort of the front end of the city hall.
So how much that's being presented to the city. How much do you work with him ahead of time on something like that?
We do. Our office and the congressman's office are in regular communication, kind of going through a list of investments that we could be earmarking through his congressional allocation, and he's been a great workable partner on that front. So we're grateful for those that alignment. It's interesting. Being mayor is a lot of just brokering relationships and move things forward. We have alignment here, not just city and county, but across the federal delegation, the governor, many of our state partners. Of course, we've talked about this here before. We disagree on the state takeover of the police department, but on economic issues, when it comes to downtown, when it comes to the city of St. Louis, when it comes to the airport, we have phenomenal alignment. Our not only Congressman Bell, but our senators are right behind us as we are looking for additional dollars to make sure that our airport project can move forward, and that we can continue to expand the opportunities to invest in St. Louis's downtown.
And speaking of the state takeover of the police, I know there's been some contention between the police board and the city of St. Louis when it comes to money, city money that goes to public safety and the police. Have you had a chance to talk to many police officers who are just on the street and see how they're feeling about the state takeover? Has morale been improved? Have they noticed a difference? Have you gotten many boots on the ground conversations?
I have over the last year and a half. I think a lot of our police officers were really encouraged when I was elected, and I was really encouraged too. For the first 6 months or so, I worked out of police headquarters for the first 3 months I was mayor, essentially, following the tornado, and I was just really so impressed and so encouraged and inspired by the service that our police officers offered during that really, really tough time for our city. And I'm encouraged by the continued drop in some of the crime rates and some of the important markers like homicide. I think many officers have been very complimentary over the last year and a half, but that has been strained. That being said, I think that morale has improved since officers are seeing that the city has had the backs of the police department over the last year, but it's been confusing, I think, for many of the rank and file. We have a mayor who has our back, and then now all of a sudden there's this controversy, and that's been hard for not only our police officers, but our other city employees. And it's been a challenge for my team as well. We are a team that recognizes the difficult and dangerous work our police department does. We support police officers, and to be in this confrontational orientation has been enormously challenging for everyone. I mean, I want to be able to pick up the phone as mayor, as the chief executive, the number one elected official in the city, and be able to direct our police department to address issues that I know are impacting our community, and I no longer have that authority. And that's been enormously challenging. We're trying to work through, for example, the cameras that the police department owns versus the cameras that the city owns, who's going to own these things, and who's going to take those things on. These are enormously challenging issues that we should be able to work through chief executive to chief executive, and that no longer can take place. We have to go through a board of unelected, appointed board members to do anything, and it makes it extraordinarily difficult to get anything done.
I know we have to let you go, but do you hear from rank and file about their confusion? Do officers tell you?
They do, yes. I have had relationships with many officers through many, many years. I still communicate with many of them. They express dismay sometimes about just how this is playing out. Many of these folks just want to serve their city. It doesn't feel good to see. It's almost like some of them have described it as, being the child of divorced parents. It feels awful, having to choose a side and feeling conflicted and feeling strained. We're one of the very few cities, 2 cities in the United States that have this orientation. And it is, it's not normal. And I don't think it's in the best interest of the citizens of St. Louis.
Mayor Kara Spencer, we appreciate you coming in, visiting with us, and we look forward to these conversations. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Regular.
Just every day.
Regular basis.
Thank you.
No, but I really appreciate it, and happy to come on any time and regularly from now on.
Mayor Kara Spencer with us on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
You don't need a lab coat to change the future of cancer. You just need to show up. From first-time riders to lifelong champions, from corporate teams to kids, Pedal the Cause brings together thousands who put their hope into action. Ride, volunteer, lead a team, support a rider, because cures don't happen by chance. They happen when a community takes action. We are the answer to cancer. Join us at pedalthecause.org.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Considering buying or selling a home? When it comes to the Gelman team with eXp Realty, numbers don't lie. Over 1,500 Google and Zillow 5-star reviews, nearly 6,000 homes, and $2.5 billion in real estate sold. Call 314-336-1991, thegelmanteam.com.
Running a business shouldn't feel like a juggling act. One app for accounting, another for inventory, one more for sales, and somehow they never work together. Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated platform with all the business applications you need. CRM, inventory, accounting, marketing, and more. All working together seamlessly. Stop juggling software and get back to growing your business. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress. But one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LandstoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Landstory Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, Rhonda, I have good news. I don't know if you saw the viral conspiracy theory that the Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds today. Apparently, there was a conspiracy theory that NASA was going to launch Project Anchor, not sure what that means, and that there would be a 7-second gravity blackout.
Okay.
It's a hoax. It's not real.
Oh, so we're not going to be floating.
No, we're not going to be floating for 7 seconds today, in case everybody was looking forward to it.
Huh.
And they said, no, NASA confirmed there is no switch where they can turn gravity off.
There isn't?
No.
Well, this entire time I thought there was.
Well, there's not. And NASA said they can't do it. There's no big, giant light switch where they can turn gravity off.
I really was hoping to float for a while.
Yeah. Can you imagine? It'd be chaos for 7 seconds.
Your car is in
the
the
water
sky.
in the pool, everything.
That's not good. Hey,
No.
did you see that, Steve's Hot Dogs?
Yeah.
That today, anyone named Steve gets a free hot dog?
Really?
I guess so.
Do you
It's a
think you have
special-
to prove your name is Steve, or can you just say, my name is Steve?
Well, you can be Steve, Steven,
Okay.
Stefan, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Stephanie. So anybody with those names gets a free hot dog today.
I forgot about Stephanie. I was trying to think of a girl, Steve.
Wait, just show them your ID. Like, look,
Stevina.
this is my name.
Do you have to
simple.
show the ID?
Yeah. Great. What do we have next? Oh, Scott McFarland, Chief Washington correspondent for Midas Touch. He'll be with us in just a moment. Plenty to talk about with him. And we appreciate you listening to this show. And listen up, folks, because if you think you know who's going to go deep today, well, FanDuel is giving you a free chance to prove your baseball expertise with Daily Dingers. Cardinals finish up the series against the Phillies this afternoon. Maybe there's somebody in the lineup for the Birds today you think will go yard. This is how it works. You make your pick on who's going to hit a home run. If you're right, you get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at extra winnings. So now, when your favorite star knocks it out of the park, you can make it feel that much sweeter. Daily Dingers is free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the season. That's why FanDuel is the home for home runs. So if you're ready to play your game, go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who you think will hit a home run today. This is your chance to call your shot on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Seidensugar.com.
Closeout season is heating up at Seidensugar Nobe partners with sizzling hot summer savings on John Deere compact tractor packages. For a limited time, get $3,500 off the S&P price on a John Deere 2025R with a loader, plus 0% financing with zero down. Find compact tractor package savings at snpartners.com. Seidensugar Nobe, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 8/31/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Constipation with belly pain back again? Huh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Relax, our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and it's already 88 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. A shelter-in-place order was lifted at 9 o'clock this morning for parts of the Metro East. People in Sauget, Cahokia Heights, and East St. Louis had been told to stay inside their homes with the windows shut as crews fought a large fire fueled by hazardous materials.
The first call when it came in after the initial responders got on the scene, it was reported as chlorine, but get it clarified that it wasn't chlorine. It was this type of acid that's used to make chlorine tablets.
St. Clair County Emergency Management Director Herb Simmons tells KMOX the chemical is reactive to water, so they used equipment to spread it out before dousing it. All East St. Louis schools are closed today. There could be movement toward a possible plea deal in the case of accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione. ABC News now reporting that the defense and the prosecution are going to discuss a potential plea deal in the federal case on Friday. Mangione is facing both federal and state charges in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. According to the latest numbers from the government, inflation cooled slightly, dipping by 0.1 of a percentage point from June to July, but it wasn't enough to reverse high prices seen in many sectors like groceries, transportation, or services. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
There are other parts of the economy where prices are stubbornly high, and that's in the services area. So, for example, medical care, childcare, daycare, those costs are still rising at a faster pace. That's where a lot of people feel it in their day-to-day budgets. Electricity bills, another example of that.
A 12-year-old girl escaped a home in Joplin that's being called a house of horrors. It began Sunday when a family member reported the child missing to Joplin police, who found her 2.5 hours later, then investigated the home, which they say was unfit for anyone to live in and contained more than 80 feces-covered animals, some of which were dead. The 12-year-old girl weighed only 50 pounds, had been forced to sleep in a dog cage, and hadn't been to school in at least 5 years. The girl's parents and her 2 adult sisters are being held without bail at the Jasper County Jail. As quickly as it arrived, summer break is coming to an end for millions of kids.
Sleeping in is suddenly replaced by wake-up alarms and tardy bells. Parents can help to ease the transition by setting an appointment with their kids.
If they can have just a 30-minute parent conference, just knowing what the schedule's going to look like.
Behavioral health consultant Harley Hawkins says caregivers set the tone.
The more relaxed we are, the more information we can take in.
Both at home and in the classroom. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
An extreme heat warning through 8 p.m. tomorrow. AccuWeather real field temperatures will be near 105 the next couple of afternoons. Sun and clouds this afternoon, hot and humid with a thunderstorm in some places. Watch out for gusty winds and flooding downpours with any thunderstorm, the high 96. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, warm and sticky with a shower and thunderstorm moving through those 77. For tomorrow, hot and very humid with clouds and sun and a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 95. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's currently mostly sunny with a few clouds and 88 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about good mayo, Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX until 12 o'clock, then about a 10-minute Gas House gang ahead of Cardinals baseball today. Afternoon game against the Phillies. The pregame is at 12:20. Time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. Every Wednesday, we talk to Chief Washington correspondent for Midas Touch, Scott McFarland, formerly CBS News, and he is with us now on KMOX. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. Let me bring you behind the curtain. We were in the green room at CNN the other night, and Scott Jennings, who's a regular contributor there, and I were on the same panel, and we got to talking. Apparently, we are the two biggest 1980s Cardinals fans in existence. We both grew up on Ozzie Smith, Tommy Hearn, Willie McGee, and Jack Buck and Mike Shannon on KMOX, and we bonded over that before arguing on the panel.
Well, we've had Scott on the show a couple of times.
That is, look at Cardinals baseball, bridging divides that people thought were insurmountable.
So Scott grew up in Kentucky, right?
Which one?
Yeah, so he was in Louisville. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jennings
right.
was in Louisville,
Jennings, yes.
Cardinals land. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and your wife, we believe, is still at the zoo?
Yes.
She had so much fun, she just moved in.
Scott McFarland, true St. Louisan through and through. That's how it feels.
That's right. So, Scott, what is the story behind the president slinking out on a different aircraft, and when he did not fly home on Air Force One in his trip to Iran? And this has caused a little bit of controversy because the press was not briefed on it. Those who fly on Air Force One, those folks were not briefed on the whole situation. So what is the latest on all of that, and what's the discussion been like?
But Chris, let me start off with what we know. We know there are going to be a push for congressional hearings and for external reviews of what happened in Ankara, Turkey, because this is all very untraditional, if not unprecedented. What the president did was he got shifted over covertly from the old Air Force One to this C-32 plane, along with a few of his top White House aides, while members of the cabinet, the press corps, and the White House staff were back on Air Force One. The thought was that there was an Iranian threat against Air Force One, a ground to air missile strike. So they shifted the president without telling anybody. And the Secret Service is unapologetic about this, Chris. They say that, they got to protect the president through all means necessary. But the controversy is the lying and the misdirection continued once everybody was back on the ground. And if the White House press corps is not informed of such things, it's hard to trust the external communications of the White House and the press pool moving forward.
Okay, so, and just kind of backing up to them shifting the president, which I understand you would definitely need to do that if you thought there was a credible threat from Iran. The moments after that, leaving cabinet members and the press on original Air Force One, which I think took off as planned, is that part normal? Could they have shifted the president, gotten him to safety, and then, quote unquote, canceled the Air Force One flight once he was out of the country, which would then not put the cabinet members and the press at risk of being hit by a missile? Like that's the part I don't quite understand.
Yeah, welcome to the club. I think that's going to be the heart of the congressional inquiry into this, is why did we allow members of the cabinet, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Treasury and many hundreds of staff and media become part of a decoy that was significant enough of a threat to warrant this unprecedented movement of the president. Why leave those people vulnerable? And that's a problem. It's a political problem, too. Nobody's going to begrudge the Secret Service for protecting the president, but putting people in harm's way, deliberately, if not negligently, that's going to be an issue somebody has to answer for.
Yeah, there was a report, Washington Post today, and actually it's been in several outlets, that this happened under Clinton during a visit, an India-Pakistan visit, where a similar decoy was used, but the press and the people on board were notified of it. They were briefed on it. Is that correct?
Yes, and they pulled in the head of the White House Correspondents Association circa 1999-2000 when that incident occurred to make sure she was briefed just in case there had to be eventually some external reporting about this. They wanted to make sure the press pool was at least available or that the information was available to them. That didn't happen here. And a lot of this may feel like inside the Beltway navel gazing, and some of it is. But you want to have at least a designated member of the press aware of what's going on in case there has to be some external reporting about the president's well-being or about national security. Even if they don't actually report it, you want them to be prepped with it. Trump team didn't do this, and that's a shattering of norms. It's hard, though, to find real black and white in this. A lot of gray areas here. This is a security issue. There are going to be a lot of people who say whatever it takes to keep the president secure and keep these techniques confidential. Maybe it's better if they stay secretive. There's nothing clear here.
And then, sorry, not to put too fine a point on it, but in the Clinton situation, and they briefed at least one member of the press, did that plane still go up as a decoy? So, like, the press knew, well, we might get shot at.
Yes, it wasn't the entire press briefed on that. It was one designated member of the media who, again, chose not to report it out, but kept that information in her notebook in case it was needed moving forward. And it was never needed moving forward. This, sending the Secretary of State and Treasury up as a decoy, somebody's going to have to answer for that, though, because that is a key part of the presidential line of succession. These are critical members of the nation's national security apparatus. This will require more explanation and answers. But the thing is, the president is off the grid today. No public events scheduled. Hasn't really answered much about this so far. The White House seems to be hiding from this question. They can't hide for long.
Scott McFarland joins us here on KMOX. And yesterday, primaries around the country, notably in Minnesota and in Wisconsin, South Carolina as well. What did we gain or what did we learn from yesterday?
There's no one type of nominee for Democrats as they seek to get control back in the Congress and of some state houses. We had the whole range that were successful last night, some of which are kind of instructive as to where things are going. In Minnesota, a very progressive lieutenant governor won the Democratic Party's gubernatorial nomination over a Democratic congresswoman who is remarkably good at winning moderate purple areas of that state. In fact, she outperformed Kamala Harris by nearly 10 points in 2024. Democrats decided they wanted somebody who was more energized of the progressive side of the party. Okay, then you go to Wisconsin, where the exact opposite happened. A mainstream leadership-backed candidate defeated the progressive insurgent candidate for the gubernatorial nomination there. So these are two very different things happening at the same time. And then you have in Wisconsin's western region, where there's a battleground district for the U.S. House, a more quote-unquote electable, moderate Democrat wins the nomination over a progressive insurgent. There's no two races that seem alike. Democrats seem to be going back and forth between electable and energized, and I don't think they've really defined which direction they want to go in.
And I think it also goes to show just how much momentum that these younger, more progressive DSA candidates have been able to gain outside the traditional donor base. They're going around the institution. They're using TikTok. They're using podcasts, because the fact that it was this close, and here I'm speaking about Francesca Hong, the fact that it was that close in Wisconsin is really quite stunning in and of itself.
It sure is. And so there's good news and bad news here for both parties. Good news for Democrats is that their turnout in these primaries has been bonkers, off the charts. They are enthusiastic and very eager to go vote. Kind of makes you think that when November comes around, they're going to crawl over hot coals if they have to get to the polls and to vote, in an election that's very much defined by Trump. The bad news for Democrats is they don't seem to be speaking with one voice as to what their priorities are and what they want. So there may be some disaffected Democrats who either sit this out or vote against the nominee. Possible. Republicans, the good news is that they seem to be unified in their nominees. The gubernatorial nominee in Wisconsin cakewalked. Same is true in the Senate races and gubernatorial races in Minnesota. They got who they wanted, what they deemed to be the most electable and the most energized. But their turnout is down, and they're going to have to figure out a way to juice up the base by November. And Trump's old techniques don't seem to be working this year of firing up Republican voters.
We are talking to Scott MacFarlane, and this broke within the last hour, the news, and I know you're a sports fan, so I thought I'd bring it to you. But the news, the Los Angeles Lakers are being sold for $12 billion to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner, who is the brother of Jared Kushner. So, I mean, this is, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Josh Kushner other than he is the brother of Jared. So this is certainly interesting news.
I would pay more for the Spirits of St. Louis to come back. If we can make that happen,
dude, if you
let's
could get
do that, Chris.
If we could put a group together, 13, 14 billion, let's go.
Kushner actually tried to buy the World Cup. Does that sound crazy? He tried to make public and invest in the World Cup, and that has caused FIFA to want to oust its current leadership because they don't want to go public. So Kushner's trying to buy some sports event and team. He seems to have landed on the Los Angeles Lakers. The president is being accused over the last 18 months of having some form of a close to power, find the money grab circuit around him. And people who are close to Trump have bought businesses, invested big, found money, or taken over major companies, whether it's Paramount, Warner Brothers, the Los Angeles Lakers, or otherwise. I think Kushner buying the Lakers is not going to quiet the concerns about that.
And we've talked a lot about the rise of the DSA, the very progressive left. And then, of course, there are the many controversies and issues surrounding Donald Trump. The fact that last year, while in office, the president brought in over $2.2 billion, and that raises question marks. How big of a deal is that to not just the Democratic Party in Washington, but the voters themselves? Are people voting on that at all?
Depends how well Democrats mechanize it. And in some places they're good at it, in some places they're not. The argument they're trying to make is that there's a tie between Trump enriching himself and not paying attention to affordability, food, fuel, housing, college costs. I've seen some very effective candidates synthesize those two messages. I've seen some real putrid candidates not able to do it. That's where they're going to win, where they can make that argument that Trump's doing real well for himself as there's job loss, as there's interest rate hikes, as it's difficult to go buy a car or buy a house. We'll see how good the candidates are moving forward. But in these very narrow battleground districts, there's only a few dozen nationwide. Democrats are going to have to put their game faces on and find a way to tie those two things together. If they don't, they're not meeting voters where they are. And voters right now are enraged by costs. You've got to find a way to ring that bell effectively.
And just to say, you could argue that the Republicans did that very well with the whole Biden crime family moniker. I mean, that was heavy. They leaned into it.
Trump's affordability argument in 2024 was, if nothing else, effective. It helped him get elected after January 6th. The affordability message resonates. You just got to do it the right way. And again, you saw in Wisconsin a Democratic candidate for governor who thought she hit it, but she didn't quite. It's how she didn't surmount her own party's opposition in the primary.
As always, we appreciate it, Scott MacFarlane, and we look forward to next week.
Let's talk midweek about how to buy the Spirits of St. Louis, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we need to get a team together.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to have to get some funding. You know some people. I know one person.
I know one person. I think it's the same person Ranj knows.
Yeah, so we'll do our best.
Thank you, guys.
Scott MacFarlane, Chief Washington Correspondent for Midas Touch. And, yeah, that's right. He bonded with Scott Jennings.
Isn't that funny?
prior to his appearance on CNN last night.
That's the power of Cardinals baseball.
Man.
They're in love with us.
The Cardinals bring everybody together.
They
except
really do.
Except for the people who hate them.
Like Cincinnati and Chicago.
Yeah, except for them.
But who wants them anyway?
Speaking of the Cardinals, we're going to talk to John Rooney, voice of the team. That is just after 10:30. He's with us every Wednesday on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Do you have burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, hands, or legs? Is neuropathy making it harder to walk safely, forcing you to watch every step, grip railings, or live with the fear of falling? If you've been told there's nothing that can be done for neuropathy, that isn't the full story. At Comprehensive Integrative Healthcare, we don't just label symptoms. We evaluate the underlying factors that may be contributing to nerve dysfunction. Our focus is helping reduce neuropathy symptoms, improving balance, and supporting better daily function, so you can stay active and independent longer. Most people don't realize neuropathy often progresses over time, and when it worsens, symptoms can become more limiting and more difficult to manage. Imagine being able to walk with more confidence again, sleep without burning or tingling waking you up, and stop constantly worrying about your next step. Right now, we're offering a free neuropathy consultation to determine if you may be a candidate for care. Call now to schedule your appointment at 636-355-8662. That's 636-355-8662. Don't wait until symptoms get worse. Call 636-355-8662 today.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Universal Windows Direct. So time is flying by. Before long, it's going to be fall and we'll be switching from air conditioners to our heaters. Just know that you can save a lot of money 12 months out of the year by replacing your windows with our great windows. Here's the DGS deal. Buy 4 windows, get 4 for free, and 48 months, 0% interest financing, same as cash. Great company, great people. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tired of your phone bill constantly going up? Stop the madness with Boost Mobile. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. No contracts, no catches. And that $25 price is locked in forever. Switch to Boost Mobile today.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. 100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
We offer each other a sign of peace because we want to bring peace to the world. And I think the Pope would really love that, whether you're Catholic or not. So everybody should stand and find a new friend around you and offer each other the sign of peace.
So they went through with it. At a White Sox game last night, they gave away the Pope hat. It was Pope night at the ballpark.
I love it. You guys, that was a real priest telling everybody to, offer the person next to you a sign of peace. But what you can't see on the radio is that while the organ is playing, you have, 30,000 people in Pope hats turning around, hugging each other, offering them sign of peace.
Like you're at a wedding.
But
or a mass.
they've all got the White Sox Pope hats on. It is so fabulous. Kudos to the White Sox for doing it. And you said, I don't know if this is insider information, but that they weren't sure, like they didn't want to be sacrilegious, but they also wanted to acknowledge that the Pope is a White Sox fan. And so you had Pope hat night, and they had a little bit of a debate of whether or not Pope hat night would be kosher, right?
I asked my guy who is vice president of marketing, I guess. I mean, he's been there for 20-something years. And, he's Catholic. He went to Notre Dame, played basketball there. And I was like, hey, this is your idea, right? And this was back when it first happened. And he said, actually, it's a guy who works for me. And I was skeptical of it at first, but he talked me into it. And it has gone over so well because you know how the Cardinals have theme nights? Mm-hmm. So they have giveaways at the gate. Like it was, and I didn't know this. I went to the game on Friday, by the way, sidebar.
Yeah.
It was Jack Buck, Joe Buck bobblehead night.
Oh, yeah, because both of them at the desk.
Yeah.
Because they're in the Hall of Fame.
And you had Megan Eberhardt in the week before, and I missed out on that. But I got a Jack and Joe bobblehead, so I'm very happy about that. Didn't know we were getting one. Anyway, so they have those gate giveaways where you come in first 20,000 or kids under whatever age or adults only. They have some sort of giveaway. Then they have theme nights where you have to buy a ticket for the game and then a special ticket on top of it. And then you have to go upstairs, and I think it's in right field, and you have to pick up the item, the special giveaway item. Completely separate thing from the game ticket. And it's different than like coming in the gate and getting something at the gate.
Yeah.
That's what their original plan was, is they were going to give it away, I think, as a theme night ticket.
Because they had to pivot mid-season. This was not predetermined before the season, so they had to be flexible and said, yeah, let's accommodate this. And they made a theme night originally.
Yes, the Sox made a theme night originally, but the demand for it was so high that they said, okay, well, screw it. We're just going to we're giving one away to every fan who comes in the ballpark, and that's what happened. So they ended
amazing.
Because there was so much demand for it. And, the south side of Chicago is a very big Catholic area. It's huge there. Like, Catholic League sports and all the parishes, and that's how people identify themselves. So what parish are you from? That's how they kind of know where one another grew up. And so, yeah, man, it looked like it was a whole lot of fun. And I am told my Pope hat is in the mail.
Are you serious?
I'm told. So we'll see if it ever shows up.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because we had our conversation famously about you potentially dressing up as the Pope, but it did not.
Yeah, it did not go over well with certain people. It did not go over very
well, and we weren't trying to be sacrilegious. But that's why the White Sox really took a chance on this one. We were giving the Cardinals credit, and they deserve all the credit for how they were able to adapt mid-season and lean into these organic movements or listen to the fans with the Navy caps on the road. And you got to give the White Sox organization credit for being able to pull this together mid-season and make Pope Hat Night and then make it a gate giveaway.
Well, because it can be touchy for people because it is religion and some people might be offended by it. Even though to me, I'm not Catholic, but it seems harmless. I can understand why some people may not feel that way. I think the majority of people are probably okay with it, and that's just my read on it.
And I think, I don't want to get into a controversial conversation here, but like there are certain ways for sure where you could do something that seems to be mocking of Catholicism or maybe a complete affront to the tenets of Catholicism. I know there was an issue with the LA Dodgers and all of that, where that became very controversial. But I think with this, it's not intended to be mocking. It's kind of acknowledging the Pope is a White Sox fan,
dude, and
it's a Pope hat. So I don't think it wasn't intended to be in a mocking way.
No, and I hope that maybe there's something the Cardinals can do because the Pope's dad was a Cardinals fan. So maybe there's got to be some sort of tie-in that we can go with there, like Pope's dad's hat.
Before he was Pope, he was a Cardinal.
That's right. We could do something like
Could
that.
we do Cardinal hats?
Yeah, we should look into that.
Wait, are the Cardinal hats shorter?
What?
Like Cardinal hats. Catholic Cardinal hats.
Yes, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that.
I think they're just the round ones.
There's got to be something. The Pope's dad was a Cardinals fan. What kind of hat did the Pope's dad wear?
And what if the White Sox played the Cardinals? Honestly, it could be a big boon for Catholicism.
Well,
You've got this, these two teams.
Sox are coming to town in September.
Oh my gosh, we got to call Megan Eberhardt with the Cardinals.
She'll come up with something.
Oh, we got to do something.
And she better come up with something quick. When we come back, we'll talk a little baseball with John Rooney, voice of the Cardinals. He is next on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX. The Cardinals' conversation doesn't end when the game does. Watch the Gas House Game, Redbird Rush Hour, Sports Open Line, and sports on a Sunday morning whenever and wherever you want. Plus, exclusive conversations with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol, president of baseball operations Chaim Bloom, players, broadcasters, and baseball insiders. Subscribe today to the KMOX Sports YouTube channel because Cardinals fans deserve a front row seat. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
90 degrees, real feel temperature, 106, sunny and humid today. Maybe some isolated thunderstorms that could bring flooding, downpours, and damaging wind gusts. A high of 96 tonight. Thunderstorms in parts of the area, otherwise just cloudy and humid. A low of 74. Weather sponsored by i3 Broadband. With the kids home for the summer, your house is a digital zoo of streaming and gaming. Switch to i3 Broadband and upgrade your summer. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 1-866-806-5485 to upgrade today because life runs better on fiber and i3 Broadband is here for you.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage. So I'm telling you guys all the time, if you have a complicated medical issue, hire the best doctor you can. If it's a complicated legal issue, hire the best lawyer you can. Stewie, same thing goes for a mortgage.
You know what, Dave? That's so important. And most people today, they go on a computer and they say, okay, I'm shopping for a mortgage. I'll get some rocket ship mortgage or something else, and that's what I'll do. Wrong. Your home is the biggest investment you're going to make in your life. Don't be foolish. When you're making a major decision like this, you want to have an expert, and you want that expert to be available when it's convenient for you. We give out our personal cell phone number. You can call us nights, weekends. Text us when you're available. This is called accessibility to the biggest and best expert. That's us. You can get the right advice and the right product when you connect.
Call Stuart on his cell phone, 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler, and I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores, and you can find a location at supplementsuperstores.com. Look, Burn Balance Complex is different, okay? It's a game changer. It is a complete, all-natural metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. If you're someone that doesn't want to get a prescription, if you don't want to go get injections, Burn Balance Complex can get your metabolism rocking the way that it's supposed to. And you notice it really early on because you start to notice clothes are fitting a little differently. You're seeing results, which then kind of gives you motivation to keep on going, right? Well, on top of the metabolism boost, you're also going to notice reduced stress with lower cortisol levels, appetite and craving control, which is absolutely critical to staying on a plan, plus all-day focused energy, no jitters, no crash at the end of the day. And look, it's not magic. You got to do the work, but Burn Balance Complex has made that work so much easier for me. It'll do the same for you. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off right then and there, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Now, the Cardinals Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
There's a ground ball up the middle of the infield. Wynn charges, gloves, throws, Redbird winner. Bohm is out. Wynn to Burleson, and this ballgame has come to an end. Light up the night in downtown St. Louis as the Cardinals get a combined shutout from Malante, Soriano, Ferguson, Stanek, and O'Brien to beat the Phillies 2-0.
Nice pitching night for the Cardinals, who will finish up the series today against the Philadelphia Phillies before they take off. Got a road trip getting started this weekend. A series against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Joining us on the Quiver River Electric guest line is the voice of the Cardinals. You just heard him there. John Rooney joins us now as the Birds. John, first of all, welcome in. Thanks for being with us again. And secondly, it's nice for the Cardinals to be back at 500. They've been flirting with this 500 thing for a few days now.
I think you give them a lot of credit, Chris, that they didn't fall too far below 500 where they couldn't come charging back. But that's what I like about this team, and I was thinking about it today. Back when they were winning games late, coming from behind, never out of a ball game, we called it the adventures of the St. Louis Cardinals, and those adventures are definitely back. As they won 2 out of 3 in New York, they took the last game in Toronto. I thought they could have won at least one more there, but they took 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium, 2 out of 3 from Colorado, despite McCarthy tearing up about every pitch that was thrown to him, and he was the player of the week in the league. But then to come back from a deficit to cut it to 1 run on Monday and fall just short, and then a very exciting and one of the best games of the year, I think, last night, the 2-0 win.
And now they've got an opportunity to win this series against the Phillies. And this is not a bad Phillies team. I mean, right now we are talking about a playoff team. And there was this conversation, I know I've had it with others, maybe we talked about it too, but the Cardinals lately had not been playing particularly well against teams that were under 500, but were playing better against good teams. And that has kind of continued here.
I don't think that has anything to do with it at all. I just think it's how their bullpen is either strong or it has its struggles, whether the offense is able to click. I don't think it matters who this team plays, whether they're 10 games over or 10 games under. These guys go out there and compete every day. They feel like they can win every game, and when they don't, they struggle. They have a mistake, base running problem, or the bullpen doesn't come through, or you don't get a good start. They seem to shake that very well and come back the next day and compete. I don't think there's much difference between the Cardinals and anybody they're playing. I think Milwaukee has definitely had the better of the Cardinals so far this year. Very, very tough to beat them with the way they pitched, and the Cardinals just didn't seem to hit well at the time. And I think the pitching had a lot to do with it. But against the Cubs, the Cardinals had their struggles recently, and they were just going through a a time where they weren't hitting. And you have to put some things together and have a strong finish down the stretch if you're going to entertain thoughts of playing in October. And right now the Cardinals feel like, hey, why not us? Why not stay in this thing and play some meaningful games on through August and September? And that's what's making this team fun to watch.
You know, when you look at series, like make a 3-game series, for instance, and the Cardinals have just as good of a chance to win that series as the team they're playing, as you mentioned, do you start to see maybe issues with depth when you have longer series, like that 5-game series against the Brewers? Like that's that head-to-head night after night when you start to see a difference in the depth. But if you keep it to a 3-game series, you really do have that shot?
No, I don't think that makes much of a difference either, because the other team has to go through that too, Amy. And the Brewers had to do some adjusting with their pitching, and they're having to do some adjustments with their pitching right now. And they're taking a look at Mizorowski's innings, as he hasn't, thrown all that many at the big league level coming up last year and making such a big impression, and the front runner for the Cy Young this year. And I know he went a little deeper in his last start than he had the start before, but they're kind of looking at pitching him 5 innings and see how he goes with his pitch count at that point and how strong he is. And I think the Cardinals have taken a look at that with Leahy, who's making the start today, yet he seems to be getting stronger. Palante certainly is getting stronger as the season goes along, and they're keeping their team in games. But yes, they're depth issues, I think, for everybody. The Dodgers just went through a losing skid, and the Phillies, they've been trying to keep their heads above water with Arizona and trying to make a run at the Cubs for the top wild card spot. And the Phillies, they've been looking up at Atlanta all year and got to within, I think, 3 games of Atlanta, but then dropped back. So everybody, I think, has their issues. And, yes, depth catches up, but it's how well your pitching is set up. The Cardinals have done a pretty good job of taking a look at what they need to do with their pitchers, warming up, using them when they get them hot, get them into a game, and then giving them a day when those relievers need that. And the starters have been stretched out a little bit, so the Cardinals went a 6-man rotation, which thinned out the bullpen a little, and the Cardinals had to navigate 20 games in 20 days. That wasn't easy either. That was another rough stretch right out of the All-Star break. But I like the way they've gathered themselves after the trade deadline, and they played the Yankees tough in New York. They played Colorado tough. That's a good hitting club. And Colorado pitched a little bit better away from their ballpark in Denver. And now against a really good pitching Philadelphia team that they'll face this weekend, or this week, and then next weekend in Philadelphia to end that long road trip. Now, I don't think it matters if you have a little longer series or not, because the other team has to deal with that as well.
As you mentioned, Palante, who has really gotten better as the season has gone on, and this was somebody that really struggled last year, and now he's doing this. The team had showed some patience with him, and it's paying off right now. Why is he able to do this?
Because he worked his tail off to get to this point. That's exactly why. You need to come out and take a good look at him pitching, Chris, because this guy is a pitch maker. He has a lot of traffic, and how he goes about his business, he made the pitches he needed to get ground balls for double plays last night. Without those double plays, he doesn't last 5 innings, and the Cardinals are not. So the Phillies had opportunity after opportunity to get runners in from third or second base and just didn't do it. The Phillies were 0 for 7, I believe, with runners in scoring position. And the Houdini-like trick that Stanek pulled last night after Caleb Ferguson walked 3 to get a first base catcher, first base double play, and then a long fly ball out to the track and center, that moment won the game for the Cardinals, protecting a 1-run lead. And then Pereira got his first Cardinal hit, and that was a home run after he made a great catch, taking extra bases. Who knows, maybe the ball hits the top of the wall and goes over for a Bohm home run, but it didn't happen. But Palante, the difference is he worked to get to this point. He did what they told him he needed to do, and then he did some things he thought he needed to do to set himself up to be the pitch maker that he is right now.
You know, we have spent a lot of time talking about the Cardinals' young team, and this is one of the youngest teams in baseball, one of the top 2 youngest teams, depending on the week. And there's a lot to be excited about here. So when you look at what the lineup is, and just now we shift over to that, how good can this lineup be, this group, this core group of young players the Cardinals have?
Well, you have Burleson, who won a Silver Slugger Award as a utility guy, and he's as hot as anybody since the All-Star break. Mason Wynn with line drives to right field. The game he played last night was sensational. And I think the at-bats for Church have been really good, even though he hasn't had the results he wants. But he's been able to cut down on his strikeouts, and he makes the plays in the outfield. Terrific defender from left center to right center field. And I think Pereira is showing that he can do that as well. He's a pretty good addition, and you don't want to get too excited in a very, very small sample size, but I like what I see so far from him. And I like it when Blaze Jordan is in the lineup. He gives you a good at-bat, puts the ball in play. Jose Fermin, whether he's playing left field, center field, third base, second base, wherever you put him, he gives you a good at-bat. He can have one of the most awkward, ugly swings on one pitch and then hit a line drive to the gap on the next one. I like it when he's in the lineup, too. Pedro Pages had a good game behind the plate, even though playing time hasn't been regular for him this year. But last night, he was a calming influence when the game was with the bases loaded. Having Pages back there, I think, was a big key in winning that game. I like what they're doing. They have expectations, and people are saying, well, they're out-kicking their coverage and they're doing this or that, playing over their heads. I think they are playing up to their expectations as they want to get better every day. They want to be able to play, in this case, at 1:15 today or get ready for that 1:20 game on Friday. And whatever it takes to get ready and compete in that game, that's what they're up to. They started that mindset and changing the culture for that mindset back in spring training, and it hasn't wavered one bit as we're right here on the 12th of August, 2026.
I know a lot of people, and most of them are associated with the White Sox, who despise Wrigley Field. They don't like being there. They don't like working there. And the Cardinals will have a series starting there on Friday. How do you feel about that ballpark?
You haven't listened to my broadcasts over the years?
Well, I would like for you to tell the people.
Well, if you don't know that, I'm not even going to tell you.
Well,
I've never liked the weeds on the wall or the little bears on the uniform. I don't care for that place at all. It's great for the fans. The fans love it with the history and the feeling they get, but the working conditions are the worst in baseball. And the people are very nice there. They have treated us great over the years. I enjoy seeing Pat and Ron and seeing Zach and all the guys next door, and Sarang, their engineer. They're wonderful people, and that makes it tolerable to go there. But to work there, once the game gets started and the competition heats up, then I get into it. But all the lure of the weeds on the wall. And you know who planted the ivy on the wall?
No.
Bill Veeck.
Oh, yeah, Bill Veeck.
The Browns and the White Sox.
Oh.
Bill Veeck planted the ivy.
That guy had
And I don't know why the Players Association lets the Cubs get away with having just weeds on a wall and then a brick wall and no padding out there. Somebody's going to get hurt, and then they'll have to deal with the lawsuit, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
That's a good
But
point.
it makes no sense to me.
People
It's not
have
very
gotten
good
hurt, I
safety.
feel. And I'll tell you what, your broadcast booth, the visitors' broadcast booth, it is the size of a shoebox. That thing is small.
And the funny thing, when they did some improvements, they made it deeper instead of wider. Even if we had one more foot wider, that would make a difference. I have a step behind me. Once I get in the seat, I can't get out of there. And thank goodness I'm smaller than I was a year ago. It's a little easier to navigate than it used to be. But my goodness, it's just the press box there's a dump. And from the standpoint of watching a game, the fans like it, and that's what matters.
It does. All right. Well, good luck
If
up
you
there.
haven't heard my broadcast in the past, now I feel about that place. And Marty Brenneman and I feel the very same way.
Man, you're
And that
not alone.
ridiculous song at the end of the game, thank goodness we haven't had to hear that very often.
Go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go. Where are you going? Better do something with it if you are. And they still mentioned watching the games on WGN. They haven't been on GN in years.
I don't even think it's
change the lyrics if you're going to play the thing.
I don't even know if it exists anymore.
And,
yeah.
and the August on Father's Day last year, or 2 years ago, the Cardinals won, and instead of Go Cubs Go, he plays Cats in the Cradle, which is the song about a deadbeat dad. I mean, what are you doing? And when they win, they raise a white flag. What's going on? I have fun with it. I have a good time with it.
So
and I do enjoy. That's all part of the rivalry.
Oh.
And as I said, the people treat us great up there. I just like the back and forth, the give and take, and that's all part of the Cubs and Cardinals. And when the games get started, that's what makes it fun.
So you do not like Wrigley Field.
Take with it what you will.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Stuff. Thank you, John.
Enjoy Chicago and
All
get
right,
a win
talk to
today.
you next week.
That is John Rooney, voice of the Cardinals today, 12:20 pregame, 1:15 first pitch from Busch Stadium, wrapping up the series against the Phillies. Off day tomorrow, and then Wrigley Field Friday afternoon. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
At Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans, your health is our commitment. That's why we provide high-quality health coverage at affordable rates to Missourians like you. And unlike other options, you can apply at any time throughout the year. From individual and family plans to dental vision coverage, our plan options are designed to meet your needs. Together we care, together we grow, together we thrive. Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us. Visit us at mofbhealthplans.com and contact your agent today.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Plug-in Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 8th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
My all-time favorite announcer was Harry Carey. He did the Cub games. Oh, my God, he was drunk by the third inning of the game. He would be excited about who was there that day. Hey, the Pope is here today. Must be Big Hat Day here in Wrigley.
Yeah, Cardinals and Cubs are coming up at, Phillies today, but then the Cubs series is going to happen on Friday at Wrigley Field. Cardinals go back on the road. Hopefully they'll win this series against the Phillies today. 12:20 is our pregame. 1:15 first pitch. Tom and I will do the Gas House Gang for about 10 minutes.
Little baby Gas House.
Little baby Gas House Gang at 10 minutes, or for 10 minutes at about 12 o'clock. We'll speak to Dan Reardon, our golf expert here at KMOX, about the Winghaven cheater.
Oh, my gosh.
And
the texts, the messages, the people want to hear about this.
I can't decide if I like chess cheating better or golf cheating.
Chess cheating.
I do think, you're probably right.
I mean, chess cheating is more scandalous because of the method.
And they've both happened here. So we have had two major cheating events happen in St. Louis. And they've gotten national attention, both of them.
The Winghaven golf cheater is on ESPN, Golf Digest. It's making its rounds on social media. I mean, it is a national news story, and we had the texters that wanted us to get to it.
So this man lied about a hole-in-one.
He did. In a member golf tournament.
Yes.
And it was a pay hole, like you would get money.
Yeah, so that's a problem. We'll talk to Dan about that coming up here in just a moment. But we do have our question of the week.
We do.
That we have asked you to participate in. You go to our Twitter account, follow us first at Chris Amy KMOX. We're very easy to find at Chris Amy KMOX. And with the extreme heat warning in effect now until tomorrow, which why don't they just keep extending it? Because they've done that already.
The extensions are really getting to Ranj.
It pisses me off so much.
It's like he has an advent calendar and then they keep extending it so he has to buy more squares.
Because Monday it was supposed to end at 8 p.m. Tuesday. Then it was 8 p.m. Wednesday. Now it's going to be...
Was it really Monday? I thought it was always Wednesday.
No, there was a Tuesday, I'm telling you. And now it's going to be a Thursday at 9.
Well, the heat
so then
is
tomorrow,
stuck.
they're just going to say, we've extended the heat warning. I'm looking at the forecast. I could see it's a 1 million degrees for the next week.
I know. That's why I don't know why they're saying they're going to end the heat advisory, because it does look like it's going to be 1 million degrees like on Saturday.
So our question of the week, would you rather have 2 extra weeks of miserably hot weather in the summer to sacrifice 2 weeks of cold, or the opposite, 2 extra weeks of frigid cold weather in the winter to sacrifice 2 weeks of hot weather? And I mean, I know how this vote is going to go because people are weird and wrong, but I ran to vote for the cold weather. I will take 2 extra weeks of sub-zero because you can put on a coat. You can put on a hat. You cannot remove your skin.
And as Ranj says, whenever we walk out in the garage and that cold, bitter winter air hits you, he says, ooh, makes you feel alive.
It's damn right. You know what else makes you feel alive? Cheating on golf. Dan Reardon will talk to us about this incredible story from Winghaven that's gotten national attention. He is our golf expert. He is next on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
General Motors is getting ready to eject Google's Gemini AI assistant from its vehicles in favor of a homegrown AI system. GM says that its GM AI assistant will function better than Gemini AI in its vehicles, combining conversational AI with GM vehicle data and OnStar intelligence. GM says that its AI assistant will better understand the vehicle and make everyday ownership easier. I'm Jason Brooks.
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
FanDuel is giving new customers up to $1,000 in bet resets. New customers place a $5 bet each day and receive up to $200 in bet resets, up to $1,000 total. And with baseball every day, always another game and another matchup to get in on. Whether you're betting money lines, player props, or same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered. Place your daily $5 bet and unlock up to $1,000 in bet resets. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Minimum $5 wager required for 5 consecutive days. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bet reset tokens. Refund from token issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $200 per day. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's 11 o'clock and it's partly sunny, 91 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. Crews battled a large chemical fire in the Metro East this morning, prompting a shelter-in-place order for people in Cahokia, Sauget, and East St. Louis. That order has since been lifted. St. Clair County Emergency Management Director Herb Simmons tells KMOX that blaze was fueled by an acid that's used to make chlorine tablets. And one problem was it's reactive to water.
They described it as popcorn popping.
East St. Louis School District canceled classes today. Prosecutors and defense lawyers for Luigi Mangione are expected to discuss a possible plea deal over the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, according to sources familiar with the matter.
Friday's conference comes 2 months after sources said Mangione's lawyers and federal prosecutors had discussions about a plea deal, though no agreement was reached back in June. If Mangione does end up pleading guilty to federal charges, state prosecutors have said they're prepared to lobby the federal judge presiding over the case for a stiff sentence. However, defense lawyers could argue that the state case should be thrown out over concerns about double jeopardy. Mangione has pleaded not guilty in both federal and state cases. He's scheduled to go to trial in his state case on September 8th. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
As rescue efforts in Colombia enter their third day, officials say the death toll from Monday's massive earthquake continues to rise. We get more from ABC's Faith Abube in Cali.
We're in the middle of an army of community volunteers who have been digging through this rubble nonstop with their bare hands and buckets.
The death toll rising, at least 224 killed after that 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck Monday, toppling buildings, crippling roads, and damaging health centers in multiple cities.
MoDOT is holding a public meeting today to discuss high-priority transportation needs that are underfunded. The department has a list of needs totaling $1.3 billion, and they need to make decisions about which projects to fund in the future. That meeting starts at 4 at the Kirkwood Public Library. Residents are invited to look over that list and provide feedback. St. Charles is getting another Dierberg's. It's set to open next week in Newtown. It'll be the Chesterfield-based grocer's 29th location.
An extreme heat warning in effect through 8 p.m. tomorrow. We expect AccuWeather real fuel temperatures to head toward 105 the next couple of afternoons. Hot and humid this afternoon with sun and clouds and a thunderstorm in the area. There can be downpours and gusty winds with any storm, the high 96. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy and muggy with a shower and thunderstorm in the area, low 77. Tomorrow, clouds and sun, hot and very humid with again a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 95. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is now 91 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Amy and I on this show, we don't agree on a whole lot, but we do agree that we are partial to chess cheating. We like it. We like it when the chess players cheat, especially when they come to St. Louis and do it here, and we become an international story.
We don't like it. We're interested in it.
We are interested in it. And that happened here several years ago with vibrating beads, allegedly. Allegedly.
Where the sun don't shine.
Right.
Which is how that person knew which moves to make.
Still really fascinated by the mechanics of the whole thing. And now we have a new cheating scandal.
Yeah,
which has
this is a big
happened
one.
in golf, in another non-contact sport. Dan Reardon, golf expert here at KMOX, longtime golf expert here, to tell us about what happened out at Wing Haven and what's next and his thoughts on it. Dan on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Good morning. And let me say that, yesterday I walked the dog to the park. I cut my grass. I played golf at twilight. So I'll take the 2 extra weeks of heat over wintertime.
Oh, there you go.
But there is some really nice, cool weather golf clothing.
And I have it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Dan. This actually has turned into, I think, a pretty serious story, especially for the golfer involved. But there was a member at Wing Haven Country Club, and I'll set the table quickly here for our listeners who may not know, who faked a hole-in-one to win the prize pot during a member golf tournament at Wing Haven. So he completed, this golfer, the first 3 holes with his group, but he had told his playing partners that at some point he would need to take a personal phone call from his grandmother who was in the hospital, or at least about his very ill grandmother. So when they played the 4th hole, he said he needed to take that call, and in order not to slow down the pace of play, he told the group, I'm going to go ahead and tee off and meet you later on the green. When they made up with them, he said, yeah, I don't know where my ball is. There's a divot. I think it hit the green, but we got to check it. They all walk up to the 4th hole. Lo and behold, it's a hole-in-one. But as it turned out, there were some people who were skeptical of this, and rightly so. Because there were no witnesses and he could have won money, they said, well, what do we do? There's no witnesses for this hole-in-one. The security footage said, well, hey, one of the officials said we have security footage to prove it, at which point the golfer confessed he cheated. So that's the story we know. How did this story hit you as a golfer, first of all? Because some people are laughing about it and some people are saying this is a huge deal.
Amy, I would draw a little bit of a distinction. Cheating in golf is unfortunately commonplace. But that's lying about a score on a hole. I always said about 4-man scramble tournaments that the low pencil wins because they are so unreliable in that regard. this is premeditated criminal activity, I would say. And the only things I would maybe correct about the way you set it up, first of all, I believe he waited on the fourth tee for the group to join him. He played his shot, but he waited up there because if he had gone down to the green, he would have raised suspicions right away. Another thing about his arrival at the course early to set this up, he created a ball mark on the green. So when you got down there and you didn't find his ball, somebody spotted the ball mark, and then one of the members of the group actually looked in the cup and found his ball. And because it was a tournament, he had marked his ball, so it was something clearly that could be seen. And then the last thing is the video came from the superintendent's building, which was nearby, and it didn't show him doing the activity on the green, but it did show him on the course extremely early in the vicinity of the fourth hole, and that's when he had to confess to the misdeed. You have to understand there was serious money collected in this win. This is in the neighborhood of north of $6,000 that was collected from the hole-in-one pool and from the Calcutta. So, the club was looking at him and suggesting you need to go elsewhere or we may have to engage in some kind of criminal prosecution.
So in terms of playing and cheating in golf, and you've been around the game a long time, is this about as bad as you've seen?
Because of the premeditated nature of it, yes. As I said, even professionals have been caught cheating. Professionals. Colin Montgomery was caught cheating. Vijay Singh was caught cheating. Patrick Reed has a reputation for cheating regularly when he was in college. But all of them were in the moment kinds of circumstances. This was a plot. This was a plan to I think, just make money. Quite honestly, I don't think there was anything other than to pick up a lot of money. And so I would draw that distinction and say, yeah, this is the worst. And as I said, once you do something like this, he probably should not have done the radio station interview, because now the question is, where else has he done something similar to this? There is a story circulating that he was involved in a scramble and made a lot of money on the scramble that he was playing in because his team won the only skin and they collected serious money. People are looking back to times that they've been around Zach, and I'll just leave it at Zach and say that I wonder if this was true in this circumstance. He left Old Hickory Country Club with 3 holes in one, and his only witness was either his wife or his girlfriend. So it's his background that's now surfacing more than anything else.
Dan, that's really interesting because, as you mentioned, this is now really hit national sports news, ESPN, Golf Digest, and then, there are the TikTokers, the social media golf pundits who are looking into it. And one guy has, and again, this is a social media golf guy, but said, looking back at his previous scores, he have several golf games or rounds, you would call it, where it was backdated, meaning he submitted a score for June, but he didn't submit it until July.
And the term you're looking for there is sandbagging, and I've seen that as well, which meant he was putting in scores that were higher than he shot because it would raise his handicap and make it easier for him to win. I know everybody is quoting that he's a 2 handicap, and that's not true. He's a +2, which means he's 4 times better than a 2 handicap. That means he's in positive. He gives strokes back to people. He doesn't get strokes from anybody. And so he would sandbag because that +2 is hard to live with. You have to live up to that kind of quality when you're competing against people. So the allegation is now that he sandbagged, that he was putting in higher scores to raise his handicap to make him look even not as good a golfer as he actually is. And quite honestly, he's a very talented golfer who's let it be known that his ambition was to be the best amateur in St. Louis, which no longer is going to be the case.
KMOX golf expert Dan Reardon is with us now. So he's been kicked out of the country club. And golf, there is a community there, depending on how often you play, where you play. It's not inconceivable that you could know a bunch of people who play in the area. You know the people who are good. So when something like this does happen, is his name just Is that just it? Is he ruined forever in that respect?
Certainly in this area. I mean, he played in high-level amateur events. He played in the Metropolitan Open or the Metropolitan Championship. He played in those kinds of events. They're not going to let him play in those events. There's no way for him to clear his name. I wonder how it affects his employment. My understanding is he's a headhunter for legal firms, and I'm wondering if you're working in that industry and legality is part of your title. I don't think that's an industry that you're going to be welcome. He said he wanted his family left alone, and I can understand that. His kids are not being harassed. They're 2 and 3 years old. They don't know what a hole-in-one is or a handicap or any of that kind of stuff. But I don't see him getting along comfortably in this area. And you're right about the national and international reach of this story. I mean, I went online. The New York Post has a story about this. It's everywhere.
Dan, is part of this not just the flagrancy of it and the pre-planned nature of it? Because as you mentioned, he went to the fourth green before his scheduled tee time. I believe it was still dark. Like, he went there, and that's what the security footage shows, is him making that divot on the green. Not only that it's pre-planned, but that there's money involved. And if he had taken that money, that would have been a criminal investigation? Is that what or it could have been?
I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is, even though he did collect the money and then returned it, but my understanding is he could be prosecuted if anybody wanted to do this. And I'm led to believe, and I really feel sorry for the club and for Nathan Charms, who should be the great story here, because Nathan Charms is the interim president of the PGA of America. He's the head of the biggest golf organization in the world, and it happens to be at his club. And he's the one that was given this problem to deal with. And my understanding is that he told Zach, you will resign for the club, and we will make sure all this money is returned. And by the way, you owe us for the remainder of your membership for the remainder of the year, even though you are going to voluntarily resign from this club. Because by resigning, he can't turn around and sue the club for expelling him and take the thing a whole different direction. Now, I'm speculating on much of that information, but some of that I also know to be true.
Well, it sounds like if that is all true, that he's handled it, that he's handled the situation swiftly, right?
Absolutely. Like I said, I feel sorry for the club. I feel sorry for the pro. I feel sorry for the guy that was his member. Remember, he was a member, which would mean that if you and Amy belong to a club, you could team up and play in an event. Well, he had a partner, and I've not heard from the partner, and I feel sorry for that person, and hopefully he can, because nobody's going to accuse him of doing this, but it would not be unheard of for somebody to say, well, this was a conspiracy of two rather than one.
All right. Dan Reardon, the real reason we wanted to have you on, because we know this guy's incompetent, couldn't figure it out. If we were going to pull off something like this successfully, how should we do it?
Oh, my gosh.
Make sure there are no security cameras anywhere in the vicinity. If there were no cameras, he would have gotten away with this, because they could never have proven that he was on that golf course early, and he would never have admitted to the mistake, and he would have taken the money and run.
Well, there are cameras everywhere, and I just assume I'm being watched by drones anyway.
Yeah, they always assume a camera is smart. And I will say this, Dan, I don't need to sandbag because I don't think I've ever broken 100 in putt-putt. So the sandbagging's there.
There it is.
So you and Chris should not be a member in the next tournament.
No, we're not good golfers.
No,
but we do appreciate your perspective on this, Dan. I didn't know what to think of it when I first heard the story.
Yeah, like I said, separated from the cheating that's commonplace in golf and unfortunate from this premeditated, what I consider criminal act.
Yeah, wow.
Dan Reardon, we love talking golf with you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Stay warm next week at the BMW Championship.
Well, that'll be easy. Dan Reardon, KMOX golf expert, with us here on the Chris and Amy show. So, yes, if you're going to cheat, make sure there are no cameras anywhere.
And
but
bad news, there are cameras everywhere.
So that's a real problem for us.
It's hard to commit crime now, I would think. Back in the 1800s, how did you ever get caught?
I don't know. I don't know how they caught those chess cheaters because there are no cameras there. You have to get an appointment for that. And you have to prep and everything. It's not good. That stuff they make you drink is not good.
No, it's not.
Yep, found it. Yep. All right, there it is. It's up there.
Whoa.
It's the Chris and Amy Show. We told you that in Kirkwood, a new Lona's Lil Eats restaurant is opening up. This is one of the popular restaurants in St. Louis. Does very, very well. It is very good. And we're going to talk to Lona Luo, who is the proprietor of that establishment, about the new location. That's coming up in just a little bit. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Do you have burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, hands, or legs? Is neuropathy making it harder to walk safely, forcing you to watch every step, grip railings, or live with the fear of falling? If you've been told there's nothing that can be done for neuropathy, that isn't the full story. At Comprehensive Integrative Healthcare, we don't just label symptoms. We evaluate the underlying factors that may be contributing to nerve dysfunction. Our focus is helping reduce neuropathy symptoms, improving balance, and supporting better daily function, so you can stay active and independent longer. Most people don't realize neuropathy often progresses over time, and when it worsens, symptoms can become more limiting and more difficult to manage. Imagine being able to walk with more confidence again, sleep without burning or tingling waking you up, and stop constantly worrying about your next step. Right now, we're offering a free neuropathy consultation to determine if you may be a candidate for care. Call now to schedule your appointment at 636-355-8662. That's 636-355-8662. Don't wait until symptoms get worse. Call 636-355-8662 today.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Right now, inflation is squeezing your budget. Global events are shaking markets overnight, and if you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting Retirement Simplified. Find out if your retirement strategy can survive today's economy. Rising costs, market volatility, political uncertainty, and the questions most people avoid. Could you outlive your money? When should you file for Social Security? Is your 401k carrying too much risk? These aren't hypothetical concerns. They're happening right now. Retirement Simplified, August 27th and September 1st. It is complimentary and you must qualify to attend. Call now 636-230-8824 or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. All Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Tired of your phone bill constantly going up? Stop the madness with Boost Mobile. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. No contracts, no catches. And that $25 price is locked in forever. Switch to Boost Mobile today.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. Gas House Gang at 12, but it's going to be a real short Gas House Gang because the pregame show for the Cardinals at 12:20, 1:15 first pitch. They wrap up the series at Busch Stadium with the Phillies. That is this afternoon. By the way, the Field of Dreams game is back, and that's tomorrow.
Oh, is that the game that you left early and missed the ending?
I did the first ever Field of Dreams game, Sox and Yankees, White Sox and Yankees. And I had to make my way back to Chicago and it's like kind of back roads over there in Iowa where that farm is.
Country roads?
Yeah. And so getting in was a nightmare. And I'm like, I got to get out of here soon so I don't have to sit in all this because I had a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And I left early. And it was like this exciting walk-off finish. It was, oh my God. And I told people, I shouldn't have admitted it, but I did, and I just got buried for it.
You probably should have taken that one to the grave.
I should have. I got a free ticket, too. And on SeatGeek for tomorrow, it's the Phillies and Twins. So the Phillies wrap up the series with the Cardinals today. Then they go play in this game against Minnesota tomorrow. And tickets are, on average, about $600 to go. The cheapest ticket I see on the secondary market is $459. The most expensive ticket is $1,100.
You should go and just catch the last few innings.
There you go. I'll show up in the 7th.
Yeah, that way you miss the traffic going in.
That's a really good idea.
I know.
I think. Have you seen been following along this Buc-ee's thing?
Yes, because with Michael, I brought it up when Michael was in on Monday, that they are very litigious.
They are. Buc-ee's is that giant gas station. It's like Wally's, but my understanding is it's bigger than Wally's. So Wally's that's out in Fenton, and then there's one north of Bloomington, Illinois. It's about an hour north, maybe a little 45 minutes, something like that.
It's great. Love Wally's.
Yeah, I do too. I stop at Wally's on the way to Chicago all the time. And I haven't been to the one in Fenton yet because I don't go out that way. Hardly ever. I'm never invited, so I don't go. But I like Wally's. And Buc-ee's is supposed to be bigger, right? Based in Texas.
I've heard. I like you, have only been to Wally's, so I'm a little prejudiced towards Wally's, but I've heard that Buc-ee's is bigger.
Well, Buc-ee's is, as Amy said, litigious, and they have been suing all these small gas stations that they believe are trying to copy their feel and their logo and their name.
Logo?
Yes, so there are a bunch of these places. There's one place called Mickey's, and I think it's a moose or something. That's a mascot. They've sued them because it's too similar. They have sued a gas station with a cartoon alligator, which is not even close to a beaver.
They said it's because the alligator is looking to the right and smiling.
And in Ohio, there is a mini mart. It's a small place. It's called Beaver's Mini Mart, and they have a beaver on their logo. But the name of the town is Beaver Creek, Ohio. So, yeah, they've sued this place too. And so what the town in Ohio has done is they have passed a resolution making beavers a historic symbol. So they're trying to undermine the lawsuit because everybody thinks this is stupid. And Buc-ee's looks really, really, really bad in this. I don't think they've got any defenders. I haven't seen a single Buc-ee's defender.
Because, again, how can you sue an alligator and a moose that's not close? Just because it's a cartoon that's smiling? My guess is 99% of logos are cartoons smiling.
Right?
You know who doesn't act like this? Wally's.
Wally's doesn't do this crap.
The best.
Have they sued Wally's?
I don't think so. What is Wally's logo? Isn't Wally's logo just Wally's?
No, Wally has a I think it's a moose, isn't it?
There's like a bear, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, it is a bear. Yeah,
He's not on the
Yeah,
sign.
he's not anywhere.
No, but you can buy Wally's bears or whatever the mascot is inside.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is just I don't understand the business thought here, because the CEO was asked about it recently and said something to the effect of, "Oh, we hate to do this." Well, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Stop. Because it isn't good business. And I don't know what you're gaining by trying to get these mom and pop places, these smaller gas stations.
It's bad press.
It's horrible press. Buc-ee's looks terrible in this. You cannot buy good publicity on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, they're spending a lot of money for bad publicity, which is stupid.
I agree. We're KMOX. We should sue the phrase Xmas. You know how people do Xmas for Christmas?
Yes.
We should sue people who do that, because that is close to KMOX. XMAS is close to KMOX.
Yeah, but to be fair, Christmas should be suing us because we have the X because of Christmas. We stole it.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot about that.
All right, well, great. Now you've opened. Now the Christmas lobby is going to sue us.
Big Christmas is going to sue us.
Well, speaking of that,
Good thing we didn't make our mascot Santa Claus.
I know I can't. Well, our color is red.
Oh my gosh!
Red and
It's
white.
getting worse.
Oh, we're in serious trouble now because of you.
Who's the mascot? The baseball.
Moxie.
Moxie.
Moxie is smiling like Santa Claus, and he's round.
Oh, great. Now Buc-ee's is going to come after us.
And Santa Claus.
Oh, damn it. We are so screwed.
Wow, I
because
can't
of you.
believe I just blew it.
A new Lona's Little Eats location is coming to Kirkwood, and we are going to talk to the chef and owner of Lona's. Lona Luo joins the show next on KMOX.
The original Gas House Gang was loud, scrappy, unshaven, and impossible to ignore.
Typical Gas House Gang baseball.
The KMOX version, still loud, still scrappy, better shaving habits, and still impossible to ignore. Ackerman, Ranji, Claves, and Miklas. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on your home of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
92 degrees, a real feel 107. A high today of 96. Watch out for thunderstorms this afternoon that could bring flooding, downpours, and localized damaging wind gusts. Tonight, a thunderstorm in parts of the area, otherwise mostly cloudy, very humid, a low of 74. Weather sponsored by Scott Credit Union.
Upgrade your summer ride with auto loan rates as low as 3.99% APR at Scott Credit Union. New or used, Scott Credit Union helps you love your ride and your rate. Learn more at scu.org. Rates vary, terms and conditions apply.
Create the deck of your dreams with Menards. Build your outdoor project from the largest in-stock selection of AC2 lumber and thick decking. All pressure treated for enhanced durability. And it's easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, get free estimates with our easy-to-use deck design program. Available in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking. Plus, check out our weekly flyer online for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Soldiers Memorial Military Museum looks at American military history through the lens of St. Louis. From the Revolutionary War to the present day, the galleries showcase stories of local service members and delve into the city's wartime history. Outside, the Court of Honors includes monuments to those who lost their lives in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Admission is free. Find information about special exhibits at mohistory.org/memorial. That's mohistory.org/memorial.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler, and I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores, and you can find a location at supplementsuperstores.com. Look, Burn Balance Complex is different, okay? It's a game changer. It is a complete, all-natural metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. If you're someone that doesn't want to get a prescription, if you don't want to go get injections, Burn Balance Complex can get your metabolism rocking the way that it's supposed to, and you notice it really early on because you start to notice clothes are fitting a little differently. You're seeing results, which then kind of gives you motivation to keep on going, right? Well, on top of the metabolism boost, you're also going to notice reduced stress with lower cortisol levels, appetite and craving control, which is absolutely critical to staying on a plan, plus all-day focused energy, no jitters, no crash at the end of the day. And look, it's not magic. You got to do the work, but Burn Balance Complex has made that work so much easier for me. It'll do the same for you. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off right then and there. And you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Today, the Cards, the Phillies.
Ameren Total Access 1220. First pitch 1:15.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
One of the great restaurants in St. Louis is expanding, and I have heard nothing but great things about Lona's Lil Eats. And a new location is opening in Kirkwood this Saturday, in fact. And we are excited to have in studio with us Lona Luo, who is the chef and owner, the proprietor of the place. And Lona's with us now. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me here. And I'm so thankful. And good to see you guys are here.
Well, Ranj has heard only good things because your food is delicious and your restaurant is delicious. For people who haven't been, because I'm sure they've seen the pictures on Instagram of like the giant spring rolls, and they're so
giant rice
good.
paper wrap, yeah.
Yes, they're so good. The rice paper wrap. Tell people about your restaurant.
So we're like before we have a restaurant in the Fox Park, I started kebabs in Sula Market. And then so we are so many years, so we're ready to pop another one. So now we are in Kirkwood, and all of the food is like I grew up and cook in the village. It's a very natural. It's a no MSG, and then from the natural food coming from, and I focus on the fresh and so not no MSG, no package of food. Every day we cooking fresh.
So there's a specific reason you do that.
Well, this is how I grew up, so I don't want to change. I want to keep a food culture. It is, and it's good for someone to continue this kind of culture. I don't want to turn to another changer to making money. I want to same like making money to live and can able to support my employee, my crew, and supporting also supporting the community. Like getting the healthy, because of the healthy connecting related with the food, a lot of it is related together. And if I fit in our young generations and not good food, they will go to hospital more than often, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, food is medicine.
Yeah.
So how difficult is that? Because running a restaurant as it is, the margins are pretty small.
So it is. It's definitely really difficult to running series like a crew together in like a restaurant district, but which is when I see my customers putting a smile on their face is making me happy. That's one way to think about it. But definitely it's a lot of pressure, and then I try to not think about pressure. I think about when customer happy, they tell me. And my buddy told me how good this food is, and that's making me say, oh, that's one way to be happy.
You know, and you talk about having that fresh whole food, not packaged, not chemical ingredients. And part of that, you said it's how you grew up cooking, and you started cooking in the hill country in China. Is that correct?
Yep.
So tell us about that experience.
Well, it's I was born in a really poor family, and my mom, dad's split with my grandparents since I was about 5.5 or 6. And then in that time, my mom have three younger brothers. So I have to take care of my 3 younger brothers. And then turn to I have all of it responsible. Now I have to cook a rice for her to come home to get in some dishes come out. Then they're in the field all day long. And then which is I'm not really appreciated that time. Also, I don't know how to appreciate it that time. So I only know how to brag, and they're always complaining. Well, and then today, and then now I was just thank you, Mom, and you turned to me and this living this chef crew, and I appreciate it. And at the beginning, I'm not really enjoying it. I only cook rice. I told them I can cook 3 flavor in one pot of rice because the bottom and bitter and burning, and the middle is cooked and the top of the raw. So I can cook 3 different flavor, and so it's a great experience. And slowly I figured out, and I want to eat a good rice, and I need to figure out how much amount of rice water I can put in,
Yeah.
and then turned to really great. And since I was 7 years old, or 8, almost 8. I go to elementary school. We cook in a little campus outside. We don't have any people cooking, cleaning. We just have to go to get water in the field and the spring field, and then we come back and cook ourselves. And I feed in my brothers, so I have to cook all of it. We don't have much meat, and then we have to providing the veggie dish, so that every day I have to think about cooking. And then when I was 10 and 13, basically, my aunt always asked me to help cooking, gathering all of the villagers' food, a big group. So when I see people happy, actually, I like to cook. But I never picture about it. I want to be living selling food in the store somewhere, and then this day, and then until I was early 20, I said, I saw all of the minority in food in a big city. I said, wow, couldn't be making one way of money. Mm-hmm. So instead of just go hustling, looking for a job, I couldn't be living there. I can have that pop. But you're early 20, you don't have the money to put anything developing yourself, right? Until waiting, I've moved to here. So then I can have more opportunity. Then I open a kebab shop in the Sula market. Mm-hmm. It's a great place, a great history. I feel like another generation of the starter for me. And then, I work there, sell kebabs, and then it's too cold for me. I'm from a warm place.
Yeah, you have to be outside at Soulard Market.
Yeah, then I got this in a Fox Park, and it's to start it. And so many years, I want to open another one, but I wanted to be the very comfortable, confident crew. No, which is I have an amazing crew, and they open another location in Kirkwood. It's 612 Woodbound. So we're gonna have the Saturday a grand opening celebration, and we're gonna cut in rice paper, have a cake for everyone. 4:00 p.m. Don't forget to visit us in Kirkwood.
So 4:00 on Saturday, 612 West Woodbine.
Yes,
is that's where the new location in Kirkwood is going to be. 4,500 square feet seems kind of big.
So big, yeah, but it's very comfortable. I feel like your heart is settling, like you driving 4-wheel drive.
Okay, perfect.
I love it. And like you said, the grand opening celebration, because technically you're open, but
we're open. Yeah, we're
open now.
Yeah.
So if you want to sneak in, they are open. But the big party, the big grand opening, is Saturday at 4 p.m. with a rice paper ribbon cutting.
Yep.
But you'll have door prize giveaways.
And also, Lona is a special, a secret cook behind all of the dishes. So I will cook some special dishes for everyone to have a taste.
Oh, very good.
It's going to be fun.
And also, don't forget us, the older location. Our crews always miss you guys there. Yeah, you have to visit the older place too. Lona's Low Eats.
Yes, and I've been like, well, because that was your location, I've been to the Fox Park one, and that's the one I've been to.
Now that I've been invited, I'll go. Because
Yeah.
I only go
More
places.
than invited.
I've been
He gets
invited
his
by Lona.
feelings hurt if he's not personally invited.
That's
he gets
right.
his feelings hurt and he cries. And so
Yes.
thank you for coming in and inviting him.
Lona, I'm very sensitive. So if I don't get invitations directly, I get very sad.
So I'm in your face. Please, have you in there.
I will be there then. Okay, so the grand opening celebration this Saturday, 4 o'clock, 612 West Woodbine in Kirkwood. It's been open. The restaurant is open.
Yep.
But the grand opening celebration is this Saturday in Kirkwood. Congratulations on it.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to see you guys all in Kirkwood and Fox Park.
That's right.
Very good. Lona Luo, chef and owner of Lona's Lil Eats, with us on KMOX. Thank you for coming in, and good luck.
Thank you for having me and everyone. I'm very thankful. And thank you all of my crews, amazing one in there. They're behind me, and they're very, very great.
That's Lona Luo from Lona's Lil Eats with us on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress. But one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Back to savings at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a free MicroGuard Select oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Limits apply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Boy, Lona's adorable.
That's awesome.
She is adorable. Lona's
I've been
Little
a
Eats.
fan of Lona's Little Eats for years, so I am so excited about the Kirkwood location.
How many James Beard awards? 3?
Is it 3?
It's a lot. Anyway, I've heard nothing but amazing things about that place.
Yeah.
So
you need to go.
I will.
You need to go.
I will absolutely get in there.
Matt, do you mind if we share your question that you asked her?
Oh, no, go ahead. Because
So,
apparently my entire life is for public consumption.
Our precious little child.
You're in the wrong business if you don't think it is, pal.
Our delicate, precious little child here.
He is a little flower, isn't he?
He can't have peanuts.
Oh,
And a lot of times too, in like Asian cooking, there might be a peanut sauce or nuts, peanuts, cashews. And so he asked her if he can go there with a peanut allergy, and she said yes. That you just have to make your allergies known.
Yeah, and then she said that they have to do they will cook on a completely separate thing. And I'm like, that's a lot of effort for this guy.
So, I'm a paying customer.
You should pay extra.
You should pay extra.
You should have to pay 5% inconvenience fee.
Yes.
Inconvenience
Yes,
fee.
a 5% inconvenience fee. Yeah.
To the restaurant.
It's an inconvenience to me, too. I don't want to die or go to the hospital. Or the real inconvenience is on me.
That's not my problem.
I have to live like this.
That's like, that's the
Don't
same.
be such a victim.
Yeah, it's the same attitude as a parent on a plane. Like, I can't help my kids like this. You think I want this? Well, I didn't ask you to get on the plane.
Yeah.
The disrespect.
Have you said thank you once?
Hey,
What?
coming up on Friday, Swing Around Funtown in Fenton. It's a very special offer, and it's a great deal for the kids before they go back to school. Swing Around Funtown. It's in Fenton. I don't know. I'd never heard of Swing Around Funtown.
That's your home fun town, Matt.
Is it?
Say what?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that your home fun town?
It's my home fun town. It's my home barrel, home cracker barrel.
Go-karts, mini golf, bumper boats, bumper cars, kiddie carts, batting cages, and an indoor playground.
For only $19, 4 hours. Unlimited of all those things. Unlimited go-karts, unlimited mini golf, bumper boats.
You know what I think I've never done in my whole life? Never did bumper boats.
Bumper boats?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed until
What?
this piece of
Bumper
paper.
boats were huge in the 80s and 90s. A lot of times
I didn't
mini
grow
golf.
up rich, so we didn't have bumper boats.
But he's an android, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mini golf. Did you ever play mini golf as a kid?
Of course.
A lot of mini golf places had a bumper boats place and a go-karts.
None of the places I went, again.
Did you ever do go-karts?
Yes.
Those are all the same level of rich.
Do you know who had
Go-karts, bumper boats,
the go-karts?
and mini golf are the same level of rich.
So remember Alfonso's that won the pizza competition?
Yes.
The original Alfonso's, which was in Maryville? Because it's moved. It's in a different spot now. But they had go-karts like outside. And I guess they were the same business? I don't remember exactly, but we would do both. We'd have some go-karts, have some pizza when I was younger.
Well, sounds like you were doing pretty well for yourself.
No, it's go-karts and pizza. Everybody gets go-karts and pizza. It's the bumper boats that's for the special people. You can get tickets for the 4 hours of unlimited activities at Swing Around Funtown in Fenton. sarfuntown.com/Y98. Again, sarfuntown.com/Y98. So go get in on it.
We have a 314 that said, I got burned by the bumper boat motor as a kid. Good times. How'd you get burned by a bumper boat motor?
What does the bumper boat look like? Is it a circle?
Yeah. And I think
So
it's
it
got
kinda
an
looks like
inflatable
the-
edge.
Does it look like the Thunder River at Six Flags, but smaller?
It's way, maybe. Like I said, I don't know because I only saw them from a distance. And I believe that they had water guns on the bumper boats.
Yes.
So that you could squirt the other bumper boats.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
yeah.
know.
We didn't have that kind of advanced technology where I grew
Yeah.
up.
And they were little. And bumper boats were one person or two. I think they had some two person.
Maybe. You think about the idea of bumper boats and bumper cars. Let's simulate car accidents for children. It's fun.
Boat accidents.
Crash your cars. Let's pretend this horrific thing is a fun activity.
You know what? We didn't really do bumper cars either. I never really got to do the bumper thing.
They're pretty fun, too.
I did do a go-kart, and I do think that go-karts can mess kids up because a lot of go-karts have two pedals. So you think that's driving. Sorry, you use 2 feet with the go-karts, don't you?
I don't
Because aren't your
remember.
feet separated in some
Yeah,
go-karts?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking about. It's been a long time since I've been in a go-kart.
Well, maybe you need to get in one.
For what now?
Yeah.
Man, what am I going to do? Turn 50 and start going to more go-kart places?
You guys, we're going to start a GoFundMe for Ranja's 50th birthday. He's going to do go-karts.
Go fund my go-kart.
Yeah, and then bumper boats. You don't need a GoFundMe if it's $19.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Again, let me tell the people where to go get them. $19 this Friday, 4 hours. Swing around Funtown. This is in Fenton. sarfuntown.com/Y98. $19 that's like $5 an hour. That's more than most people make.
Yep. Another texter says that Matt Payne Extra could just be the cost of an EpiPen.
Which are not cheap, by the way.
EpiPens? What
Yeah.
does one EpiPen cost? And how long is it still good?
I think they're only good for like a year.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I refill once a year. And it's like $100.
For one EpiPen?
For 2.
Okay. Where's the EpiPen now? The one that you have on you?
In my car.
Matt,
So if
that's
something
too
happens
far
to you, I gotta
away.
go out to the
it's
car?
fine. I don't want to carry it in my pocket all the time. The car has plenty of time.
What if you eat a peanut and then you realize, oh no, I locked my keys in my car?
Then I'm in trouble.
You're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
So why don't you want to keep it in your pocket? Is it too much in
I
the
feel
pocket?
like if I put it in my pocket, I'm going to lose it. When it's in my car, it's with me wherever I go.
Okay.
Are you sure it's okay to keep it in this heat?
No, I'm not sure at all.
Because I
Probably
feel
not.
like leaving medicine in your car when it's 150 degrees probably isn't great.
Because an EpiPen's not small. It's not like the size of a pen. It's
It's big.
yeah. You can't hug anybody
It's
with
thick.
It's probably defective right now because it's melted.
that. You
You're right.
hug somebody with the EpiPen in your pocket.
Yeah.
They say, is that
No,
an
no, no.
EpiPen in your pocket? Are you just happy to see me?
Yeah.
That whole thing?
Yeah.
You ever played that game?
No,
You haven't, have you?
not yet.
Well, buddy, don't die in here. That's
Okay.
all I care about your well-being.
Thank you.
I want you to go to Lona's Lil Eats, and I want you
will.
to bring your EpiPen with you just in case. But they said they'll prepare your dishes in a separate location so you don't die. Even though you hear that, as a person who's got a moderate to severe peanut allergy,
Yeah.
when you hear, hey, we'll take every accommodation, does it still make you nervous?
Makes me nervous for sure, and I'll be thinking about it the entire time. That's just how my brain works. But I do trust them. Like
Mhm.
it hasn't stopped me from going to get Thai food or Indian food, which are somewhat similar.
Yeah.
But I love that food so much that I'm going to eat it. So I double check with everybody at the restaurant. Like I triple check that I'm good, and then I can somewhat relax a bit and enjoy food.
And you got your EpiPen.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're having a reaction, that EpiPen's not going to save your life. Like you should still go to the ER and get loaded up with steroid. Like it's just a whole ordeal.
Really?
So the EpiPen just buys you time,
Yeah.
basically, to get to the ER.
Yeah.
Do you need, whatever steroids you get, is the tablet good, or do you have to get like an injection? This is me learning about peanuts.
You know what? I got
allergies.
I think I got injections the one time it happened, which was years ago. I can't really remember. I was kind of out of it, but I think they injected me with something. Yeah.
But didn't you didn't have to get an injection when you had your episode here?
That was the one time.
Oh, that was
yeah.
one time, yeah.
The one and only time.
A texter suggestion, an EpiPen ankle holster. Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
No.
A concealed carry EpiPen.
Do you have to have a
quick draw?
Do you have to have a CCL for your EpiPen? Sir, what is that? It's just my EpiPen.
Yeah. Sure it is. Get on the ground.
Is it hard to get through TSA with it?
No.
Pajeski reaches for it, and then it was a news story about him.
They tackle him.
They wouldn't tackle him. They'd empty the clip on him. Poor guy. All right, we're going to come back and talk a little sports because Cardinals baseball happens this afternoon. A very short Gas House Gang, Tom Ackerman and me, and then the pregame show at 12:20. Anything you missed on this show, KMOX.com or wherever you get your podcast. Back tomorrow at 9. I'm very sensitive, so if I don't get invitations directly, I get very sad.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Dollar General.
Grandparents love to shower money on their